Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll get
Setting up
recording
your
going.
YouTube live.
Okay, it looks good, Brian. I'm gonna reclaim host and then make you co-host.
All righty.
Starting soon, everyone.
Let's do this.
All right.
How you build the ultimate coaching business.
Setting up your YouTube live. All right. I have lost sound.
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. It's back. Awesome. All right. Looks like we're live. Everything is working. Welcome, everybody. All right. If you want to, let's give that moment in the chat. Everybody type in where you're joining from. And I will. Oh, there we go. We got Ireland. Here we go. Here we go. UK, Germany, Dublin, Romania, Fresno. Beautiful. Everybody just get a feel. It's such a beautiful thing to have amazing bright lights all over the planet, all on together like this. If you just look at the chat and get a feel for where all these pins on the map are today, all these wonderful people. All right, here is what is going to happen today, everybody. This is going to be freaking awesome. Oh my God. We are going to show you how to enjoy creating and playing with your exact preferred number of perfect clients. And what I mean by that, people who happily invest with you the amount that you desire for you to work with them and get them miraculous results with both of you having the time of your lives. If you're a coach, we're going to show you how to go entirely to the next level in so many realms. And if you're interested in joining this world where you're getting paid, you are paying yourself for creating the world that you want to live in and helping others live in the world that they want to live in. This is going to be a game changer for you in either case. How to have perfect clients show up almost automatically for you. How to be completely confident as a coach, knowing that you can get infinite results for anybody who sits down in front of you. We're going to get into some kind of paradigm busting stuff here. Why living, acting, and working from infinite intelligence, and we're going to talk quite a bit about that, why that's really the key to everything in your life and therefore in your business, and how you can live from there. You're going to find out how you can spell break for a living, again, and get paid for helping people at the highest level. So you're creating the world that you want to live in. Okay. This is going to be a paradigm buster in many ways for you. I have been delivering content now to over 350,000 people for of the last 15 years. I have over 45 years in this industry myself. And I can promise you this, you've never seen anything like what's going to happen today. And I do not say that lightly at all. Today, you're going to be hearing from two of my amazing, oh my God, team members. I'm just pretty much the luckiest guy in the world to be working with this dream team. You're going to hear in just a moment from Abigail Morgan, who has been in the industry almost 30 years, learning, working on healing herself, and now working with thousands and thousands of people around the world, working with and then running the biggest women's coaching organization, one of the biggest coaching organizations in the world. Abigail has invested, I'm going to let her tell you a lot more about herself. She's invested over $750,000 on herself, her own healing journey, and then her own practitioner journey, rising to the top of this industry. And she has some insights that you could not get anywhere else. We are so blessed to have her actually as the CEO of the company now. When she speaks, what I encourage you to do is listen like you ain't never listened. Just assume, presume, and prepare yourself that everything she says is going to be for your benefit. We are going to be sharing some case studies. We're going to be giving some examples, and I cannot highly enough encourage that you don't check out. Don't tune out. Don't think, oh, yeah, they'll get to the good shit in a minute. Anything we share could be the thing that takes your practice to the next level, takes your business, takes your income, takes your life to the next level. Some of you are going to decide you want to go further with us. If you want to, we're going to show you how. You're going to leave this masterclass today, and then we're going to multiply it tomorrow. You're going to leave with insights that I don't believe you could pay $100,000 for anywhere else. Okay? So that's where I'm starting from. And then in addition to Abigail, you're going to be hearing from Keith today. And for those of you who are coaches or want to be, there's very few people in the world that could be more valuable and beneficial for you to listen to than Keith Krantz. Okay. So he wrote the #1 best-selling Facebook and Instagram book of all time. He's coached and or managed client campaigns in over 150 industries. He's responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars of sales and business, generating hundreds of thousands of leads for different businesses. And that's all great. However, what might interest you the most is that he's actually done marketing and coaching marketing and bringing traffic to people like Mind Valley, Amy Porterfield, Brooke Castillo, the Life Coach School, T. Harv Eker, Jack Canfield, Organifi, Frank Kern, Talking More, JJ Version, Ryan Dice, EverWebinar, Eben Pagan, Teachable, Wake Up Warrior, Brian Morin, Sam Carr, Rob Cosberg, Bestseller Publishing, so many more clients. When Keith talks, you want to basically put a basket under him to catch every word he says, because it's going to be instantly usable, applicable insight that's going to benefit you and your business for the rest of your life. I'm going to say it one more time before I hand this over to Abigail. I don't know where you could go today and invest $100,000 and get what we're going to give you today. There are going to be some keys that we're going to give you that you couldn't get anywhere else. They're absolutely unique to level 5. And so I'm going to make one request before I hand it over, Abigail. I'm just going to act on this whim here for a moment. This is not too whimsical. I'm going to go over to the chat and I'm going to ask for an agreement from you if you want to give it. There's no way that you're going to leave this session today. We're going to devote a few hours together. There's no way that you're going to leave this event with less than $10,000 worth of value. So would you be willing, hear me out, would you be willing to play so full out today that you start as if you've just traveled, you invested $3 or $4 grand to travel, and you invested $10,000 into this 2-day workshop, and you're here to change your life, change your business, and listen with your eyes and ears and heart to get everything out of this? Are you willing to play as if you just made a $10,000 investment? All right, everybody look at this chat. This is your commitment and agreement with yourself, your God, your family, the people you provide for, the people that you want to help. Okay, I'm telling you, I don't know where else you could get this information for $100,000. And there's some things you couldn't get anywhere else because they're totally unique to us. All right, that looks like a yes to me. Keith, Abigail, you guys seeing that? I say we got a yes. Okay. All right, let's do it. So Abigail, if you would take over and let them know what's going to happen over these next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to fill you guys in on what we're doing, what to prepare for, what your experience is going to be like. So like Brian said, definitely bring your full attention, be sitting up, awesome posture, breathing, really taking this in so you can get your $10,000 worth throughout the 2 days. And you will be getting $10,000 worth by the end of today, actually. So I'm going to fill you in on what's up. So first of all, I have a question for you guys. So if we could show you throughout this whole entire workshop, no bullshit, how it's possible to help clients that you already have, if you're already a coach or a healer, or if you're not yet, help others the way you dream of doing from infinite intelligence in miraculous ways, and at the same time, reliably manifest perfect clients, would you want to know exactly how to get the utmost out of this entire workshop? Would that be something you would want to know right now? So give me a yes in there if that is you. Woohoo! All right, I see it. Awesome. Fantastic. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to give you guys the whole path to how you can get the absolute utmost out of this workshop. And to start, I'm going to say, like Brian said, every word that we're saying will prepare you for all the benefit that's possible here. So unlike some of the other like webinars and things you might have been on before, you really don't want to check out or miss a word or be multitasking. So this is really like you've signed up for something that you paid for, 10,000 big ones for sure. And the thing about Brian's work is that it's so unusual. It's so outside of the norm. And what we found is you can easily miss out if we don't really say these things super clearly to you and create this very clear bridge and let you know, like, hey, guess what? You found something that you might not even realize what you've discovered here. So that's what we're doing right at the beginning. Everything we're doing here today is to help you truly get the most benefit possible. So we're not just like talking to introduce ourselves and doing some small talk. That's not what we're doing. So we're helping you to be able to get these insights and understandings that you could have that you might not realize are even possible. And in fact, I'm going to say it this way. There's no way, probably, I'm almost certain there's no way you could even know what's possible for you here, what's about to happen. And I speak from experience on that, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. It's almost impossible for you to really know what you're going to be getting today. And so we're going to be sharing all sorts of stories and aha moments to help you truly see what it is you found and what's actually possible for you. Because when you come into Brian's world and you start to discover his work, there are things that are possible here that frankly I would have never imagined were possible. And that's the one tricky thing about Brian's work is you might not really even believe what's happening here. So telling our stories, sharing other stories with you is part of you discovering what is possible for you. So just a little bit about me for that same purpose, to help you to see what's actually possible here. And then I'm going to set you up for exactly what to do during this whole workshop. So I'm on this team because of Brian's work and how effective and beneficial it's been in my life. So I discovered it about a year ago, a little over a year ago, when I was dealing with some things that were very much not preferred, experiences around money, health, relationships. Everything in my life was not the way I wanted it to be. And primarily my coaching practice was also not the way I wanted it to be. And this was a bit puzzling to me because, like Brian mentioned, I have a fair amount of experience. So I'd been a coach for 17 full years at the top level. And I worked for a woman named Martha Beck. I'm going to show you just a couple little pictures here so you can be in on the story. So I was working for Martha. She is known as Oprah's coach. There we go. You guys see that? So she's known as Oprah's coach for good reason, because she is. And so I took her life coach training program way back in 2008. And then I took her master coach training. And then I actually became the life coach training director for her entire program. So you can see Martha here. Here she is on Oprah. This is probably one of her most famous appearances on Oprah. This was about The Secret and her take on manifestation. And she's there with Louise Hay and everyone. It was a pretty well-known show appearance that she had. So as you can imagine, when I was learning from Martha and working with Martha, I was thinking, well, I have found everything I'm going to need here in my life for, all the magic to be happening. And so I was diving in, I was super involved. And then, like I said, I became the coach training director there for 8 years. So I was doing that gig for that whole time. And at the same time, what was going on in my life was not what I really desired. So here, for example, here's one of our live events. And on day one of our live events, in-person events, Martha would usually present the full day, and then I would do the full second day. And you can see here us doing that. And there I am up on stage. And if you look at that photo, you can see that my face is actually kind of gray. And that is not the lighting. I was actually experiencing what they call pneumonia at the moment. And I was just about to go have major pelvic reconstruction surgery the next month. I was literally in like the worst hell of my life standing on that stage right there during that year specifically. My marriage was completely over and I was about to get a divorce. So that's me up on that stage, like attempting to look like I'm doing okay when my entire life was completely falling apart, despite having what I thought were like the top tools and practices. And not only that, but I had studied every freaking healing modality out there under the sun, doing every kind of trauma therapy work for myself, energy healing work, breath work, alternative modalities, and studying everything from sound healing to Pema Chodron to Eckhart Tolle to even esoteric spiritual teachings. And you might be like, why was I doing all of that? And I will say, because I was in a lot of physical pain at the time, as you would say. I was experiencing many, many different symptoms, constant physical pain in my pelvis, a lot of health issues that were going on. And along with that, I was having the very not preferred experience of money flowing into my business, like in extremely erratic ways. So sometimes it would be like, ooh, yay, wonderful month. And then other times it would be like, ooh, extremely low month. And then when I did have lots of wonderful money flowing in, I would find a way to sabotage that and get rid of it. So I was super frustrated with my own self-sabotage around that. And obviously, it was not fun at all to have that happening in my business. So when I found Brian, I was still experiencing those things. Physical pain in the pelvic region. I actually couldn't even sit down. I was feeling so much pain in around the tailbone area. I was still frustrated with how money was flowing in my business. Despite sometimes having a lot of money, I would then immediately get rid of it, right? And I was still getting clients who sometimes were just really not a perfect fit. And then I would have to handle all of that. I felt overwhelmed, overworked, and my relationships were not going well, like I just mentioned, at all. Had been through a divorce and was struggling with all of that and co-parenting with someone that I really didn't get along with. So that's where I was sitting when I discovered Brian about over a little over a year ago. And in fact, I had also just completed a year-long manifestation course, which I had paid $25,000 for, having decided I needed to learn more about that because things were not going the way I desired. So if you look back at all of that, it's actually kind of incredible. Here's Martha, who's been on Oprah, famous for talking about manifestation. I've paid $25K for manifestation course. I was taking other ones as well, not just that one. And still, my life was really not at all what I wanted it to be. And I didn't understand why. So, as you can imagine, that wasn't fun at all. And I felt like my effectiveness as a coach was hitting a ceiling because I personally wasn't moving past some of those things myself, right? So I'm here in my own life going, well, why can't I make this happen the way I want it to? How can I possibly help my clients to the level that I would desire to help them? And so I would notice things like my clients would come to me for support around their message, which is really what I do a lot with coaches, is I help them with their message. They would come in, they would get the message, and then they would go out and kind of sabotage themselves just like I was doing. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, why am I sabotaging myself? Why are they sabotaging themselves? What is happening? And I couldn't always make things stick for my clients because they would just literally turn around and totally make their own business not work. So when I found Brian's work, I was a little skeptical at first because I've done literally everything in the world, and I wasn't sure, if this was something new or different. And yet, I did feel an intuitive pull to jump in and really go for it, and so I did. And what I found was Brian's work is completely different than anything else I had studied, learned, gotten certified in, or applied in my own life or in my professional life. And so I just went for it. I went full steam ahead into his work. And I ended up learning how to spell break and becoming a certified level 5 mentor myself. And I started using spell breaking with my clients. And like, voila, there it was. A process that actually, truly got to the root and helped me and my clients actually create what we desire and stop the whole sabotage thing that's going on. So now I could make things stick for my clients. I could be totally confident that I could help all of my clients. And then I was also just bringing in only perfect clients instead of some of the ones that really didn't want to do the work. And I had this new and completely awesome relationship with money where I could just create like 20K from writing a single email to my list. So everything just started to completely turn around in my life. My health, my relationships, my whole experience with money. And I felt completely confident in my ability to flow money in, to flow clients in, and to really help them. So my entire life changed on all fronts: health, relationships, money, clients. And I'll tell you a bit more as we go along to some of those details. But the life I have today is completely different than the life I had at the end of 2024. And now I'm sitting here completely free of pelvic pain. I have all the energy in the world, and I've experienced truly miraculous results. And I share all of that with you so that you can see in great detail what is actually possible here with Brian's work. Because you would have thought I already had all of that going on in my life when you looked at me way back then standing on the stage, and I didn't. And now, today, I do. So after doing everything in the world, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars into my healing and self-help journey, studiously applying all of it, I was still in hell until I found Brian's work. And I think that's a pretty wild thing. And in my perception, there is nothing more effective or powerful that actually does work at the absolute root. And the reason for that is that it completely shifts the consciousness someone is operating from which they are functioning. There is nothing more effective than Brian's work because of that getting clear down to the root and shifting where somebody is functioning from. So we're going to be talking about that for you in great detail over the whole entire workshop. So I guess I have a little fun question for you here. Do you want to keep facing problems in your life, trying to solve problems, wrestling with problems, and trying to help clients with their problems? Or are you ready to move beyond the whole illusion of problems and enjoy the thrill of helping others who are totally ready to do the same? Are you guys ready for that? Are you ready to move from problem solving and that sort of consciousness into creating your reality for real, the way you desire? I see some yeses and thumbs up. Woohoo! So that is what we are going to do. All right, so I'm going to give you some tips, some behind the scenes pro tips for how to really get that over this entire workshop. When Brian starts into what he's going to share, he's going to actually show you in depth exactly why all that self-sabotage was happening for me and for so many other people, why it's so frequent that people come in saying, I tried all the things, I've been doing all the things, and I'm not seeing the results that I fully desire. So you're going to see why that is, and you're going to have all the same ahas that I did. So I'd love to help you have the most beneficial results right away. And the first thing to be aware of is Brian does not hold back. In these, free experiences, you might think, oh, there's going to be a little something that he won't say because, we got to hold things back. He doesn't do that at all. The number one comment we get is Brian gives more in his free events than most people do in their entire paid programs. And that is absolutely the case. So just because this is free, don't be thinking this is just going to be a fluffy thing. This is going to be like for real, Brian's going to go deep. He's going to take you into the most amazing awarenesses, understandings, insights, ahas, and all of that for sure. So we will, of course, be talking about how you can go further with us if you choose. And frankly, that's because we have something that is beyond effective, and we know how it can benefit you and your business if you have one or want to have one. So we will talk about that more as we go along. Okay, so if you do what we call here at level 5, playing full out, if you play full out, then you will get amazing, awesome results from this experience. So what does that even mean? What is playing full out? So Brian, I'm sure we'll talk to you a little bit about how to breathe, and that's going to be part 1 of playing full out, breathing in the way that supports you the most, and Brian will run through that with you. You've already hopefully seen, unless you registered like today, you might have seen the conscious breathing videos we gave you. You can also review those anytime and check those out, and that's the entire understanding of the 5-layer breath. So that's going to be something you'll want to be aware of for sure. Secondly, pay attention, listen, in presence, be absolutely present and here for everything. And then also, here's a fun one. Pretend that you have never taken any kind of coach training, you've never gotten certified in anything, you've never done any self-help, you've never read any of those books. Just pretend they're all like gone. They don't exist. You don't know anything. And you're coming in with a totally kindergarten mind, completely open. And that's how you're going to get the magic. I know that sounds a little wild, but if you open your mind as wide as possible to new perspectives here, I promise you, you will see some things in a totally new way. And so if you notice your mind thinking like, oh, well, I've seen that before. Oh, yeah, I read about that in that one book. It's tempting. It's very tempting to do that. Well, I know that process. I think I've seen some of that happen. If you just say, nope, no, I don't. I don't know any of that. I've never seen any of that. Then you will actually be able to get this to the fullest. So that's like my secret top pro tip for you there. If you really do it, oh my gosh, you're going to have so much magic happen today. Okay, so the last thing I'll say on that before I talk a little bit about what we're going to do fully in depth over these 2 sessions here is I just want to share with you the one intention that Brian always brings to these workshops. And it's the intention he has in his whole life, which is to be of benefit and make life more wonderful for himself and others. And that's our team vision here for you today as well, here in this workshop. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so with all of that, you guys prepared? Are you ready to breathe? Are you ready to pay attention? Are you ready to pretend you know nothing and dive in? Woohoo! I love it. Yes. You guys are awesome. I can already tell like this is going to be really fun. Okay, so I'm going to share some slides with you guys here, and I'll show you what we're going to be covering so that you really can see that with a lot of clarity and really start to move into learning the magic. So let me do one more screen share here. Voila. All right, so today in this workshop, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about how you can create the freedom that you crave and the world you desire by helping others create theirs. We're also going to talk about how coaches are reliably manifesting perfect clients, the fun ones, right? And getting them consistent, miraculous results. This is the key to Brian's work. We're going deep into that. Also, how you can shift into a completely new, higher consciousness so you can live, speak, act, and coach from infinite intelligence every single time and help others do the same as well. We're also going to talk about how to enjoy the fun of creating and playing with your preferred number of perfect clients. So those are people who pay you what you desire for you to work with them, which is super awesome, right? And get them those unbelievable results with both of you having the time of your lives, you and your clients. And how you can spell break for a living and compensate yourself handsomely to create the world that you want to live in by helping people at the highest level. Anyone into that? Does that sound fun? Oh yeah, awesome. And the same process several coaches and healers have used to transform their own lives, just like I talked about, and have gone on to help others transform theirs. So let's talk about who is this for? Who is this for today? People who notice that their soul is calling them to do something more meaningful and more aligned with what they truly desire. I remember back when I was thinking about becoming a coach, I was teaching high school, and that was exactly the feeling I had, was like, oh, I just feel such a strong desire to work with others in this different way. My students used to come in and ask for like advice for their lives, and that was so much fun as a teacher. So that I just knew that this was a calling to move into. So if that's you, then this is for you today. People who want to become a coach and skip all those years of struggle that many coaches experience around things like finding their message, manifesting clients, and feeling confident they can help others. When I'm working with clients, these are the top things that the coaches are facing and handling. So if you haven't even started yet, man, you can just skip right by all that stuff. If you know you have more to offer in the world, and you see the way people are already affected by your natural ability to listen, to feel, to guide, to heal, to empathize with them, all of that, then this is for you. Also, if you're already a coach, coaches, healers, and therapists who are experiencing maybe those highs and lows in your business, just like I was talking about for mine, on that constant client revenue and time roller coaster. You either have like not enough clients, or too many clients with too little time, or you have a few energy draining clients where you kind of missed those red flags and that became obvious a little bit too late. Maybe you have a product or a service or a coaching business and you don't have a proven system that gets you perfect potential clients reaching out to you. And maybe you've done something like hired a social media agency or a consultant only to be disappointed in the results. I know I personally did that in my business at least 4 million times. So I'm so with you on that one. Maybe you bought a high ticket program positioned as one of those systems to get clients and saw others getting results with that system, and yet it didn't seem to work for you. That also happened for me many times. And it's also for coaches who want to manifest clients consistently and reliably. Those two words to me are the key. Also, access infinite intelligence to run their business so they can confidently help others to the deepest levels. And resolve imposter syndrome and self-sabotage for good. All right, so if that sounds like you at all, give us a yes, give us a heart, whatever you want in the chat. And then I'll just tell you for a moment who this workshop is not for, just so we're all clear today. People who think that coaching is all about closing as many clients as you can, using those sleazy marketing and sales tactics. I don't get the vibe you guys are here for that. People who want to sit back and let life happen instead of creating what they truly desire. People who are not open to infinite possibilities, not open-minded enough to see what's really possible when you step into a totally new paradigm. People who believe your job or your career should be hard work or should even feel like work at all. And lastly, people who don't believe they create their own reality and are living in victimhood, believing things are happening to them. Okay, so honestly, that last one, it's really, really key because all of Brian's work hinges around this understanding that if you're believing in victimhood, then you can't create the reality you desire. And so this workshop is definitely not for you if you are in that space, for sure. And I'm sure Brian will talk about that as we go along as well. Okay, so I'd love to share with you a couple of our case studies, stories, people who have experienced Brian's work besides just me, so that you don't think I'm just the outlier and maybe like, oh, this wouldn't happen for me. It could only happen for someone. No, you're going to see stories and stories and stories from it. And largely because you might not really believe this is possible. And so this will help you to see. And that's what we really say, like, breathe, sit up straight, pay attention, focus, allow yourself to get these stories so that you can believe and know and see what is possible in your life. So here's the first one.
So I've
Oh, hang on, that video was not playing. There we go.
So I've been running a business for around about 6 years, maybe even 7 nearly now. I work with families with anxious kids, and my share, which is an expansion, is the best I've ever had month-wise with income is around, well, it's 30K. That's been my best. And the good news is that the last 30 days, it's been a 50K.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice
So that's
work.
really cool. So I kind of set that goal, like thinking that was a really long-term goal. But now that I'm doing a lot of the layer 5 breathing and really, really committing to all Brian's work,
Questions.
I do believe it's making a difference for me. And I'm
Wow.
beginning to realize what's possible, and I'm feeling what's possible, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's Sue from one of our classes just a couple weeks ago. So awesome. All right, here's another one for you guys. Make sure I get that to play properly for you.
My name is Mitch Russo. Most people know me as the former CEO of Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes Business Breakthroughs International. Before that, I started a software company and grew it to 8 figures and sold it with my partner. I've had a lot of success in my life. I've also spent a good part of my life in search mode for the solutions to life itself. I've been on many spiritual paths. I have explored many different options. I have spent a lot of money on looking for spiritual solutions and solutions to feel great and live better and raise my performance to the highest level. And I'm doing this today to talk about my friend, Brian D. Ridgway. Now, there's things I've worked on for years, maybe longer than years, maybe decades. And I have spent a small fortune pursuing my interests in this realm. And nothing has ever worked as quickly or as powerfully as just a few hours with Brian and his spell breaking process. If I were to say that it's the most amazing thing ever, I would be telling the truth. It has the ability to change people at a fundamental level, as it has for me. And it's given me a good portion of my life back. So what I mean by this is that I had blockages, things that were stopping me, things that were impeding my ability to live the happiest life I could. And then when Brian and I worked together, at first we worked over the phone and over the internet. And then later I flew out to Hawaii and went and visited with him and spent some real quality time with him. And we worked on these things, and those processes, they broke through areas that I have been unable to break through all of my life up until now. So I want to end by saying thank you, Brian, for your amazing help. And I want to encourage you that if it's something you're looking to do, if you believe that you have blockages in your life, I would highly suggest investigating working with Brian D. Ridgway. His spell breaking process is in comparison to nothing I've ever known before. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, here we go. One more for you.
Hi, I'm Joan Tremblay, and I've been in personal development training now for very close to 25 years. I'm a personal development coach and seminar leader. And I've been working with Brian almost 6 months now. And when I first met him, I was with him for just a couple of minutes. I think it was like 15 minutes that we did this process. And I had chills coming down up and down my body, hot and cold flashes, and I just knew something was going on. And it took just a couple of minutes to resolve the issue that I came with. And the issue had been an issue that I'd been working on for much of my life. So I continued to work with him for about 2 more months. And I was experiencing more and more good results. Like every single day, I get these epiphanies and just these realizations about different aspects of life that had not occurred to me in that same way. So the growth has been just amazing. And so I was getting such great results that I went out to his personal retreat in Hawaii. And initially he had me write down all the things that I wanted to work on. And my list literally had 50 items on that list. And by the first day, by partway through the first day, most of these items were done. We had worked on them, they had resolved. And sure, some of them were interconnected, but my list was hugely long. And I thought this was going to be something I'm going to be working on for months, if not years. And by day 2, we were done. So the work that he does is super fast and it's super lasting. So I've had huge changes in every single area of my life in the past 6 months. One thing led to another. So I first started out with, I don't even remember what it started out with. It's like a non-issue anymore. Let's see, I've worked on things like money. I've worked on things like relationship, my business. My business has grown and expanded in these past 6 months. I'm making way, way, way more money than I had before. My business was a little stalled when I first started working with him. Now it's taking off like crazy. I've got all these things coming in. It's just fabulous. Just how I feel about myself is completely different. It's just, I have this wonderful relationship with myself now. And I mean, it was good before, but nothing like it is now. And when I first started working with Brian, I had this terrible pain in my hips. And it turns out it was because I wasn't looking at different aspects of my relationship. From that first moment, that pain in my hips is gone and has not returned. And it's been just about 6 months. So all these different things have just been happening and expanding and growing and continuing in just amazing ways. I've tried so many other things over the past 25 years, and many of which have been successful and effective, at least in the short term. But this is the thing that's been the easiest to do, the fastest, and it's also been lasting. Thank you.
So awesome. One of the things that Brian does, you guys, is he's really the mentor to the mentors. He's like the mentor to the top mentors. When a mentor, coach, healer has something going on, they go to Brian. And so that's such a perfect example right there. So breathe, be present. I've got another one for you, and then I'll be bringing Brian on here shortly. So one more story for you all.
Opportunities are coming, like not only money wise, like money is coming. So I was making 2K per month. Then I moved to 5K per month, around average. Then I moved to 10K per month. Now I am at 20K per month, and I'm doing all the process in order to reach the 50K per month and move to the 100K per month. So I'm not hiding it. Like I'm not ashamed of money, like at all at this point. I am super comfortable with money, and that's the point. Like prior to Brian, money was an issue for me. Was something that I was desperately trying to get and to get rid of because I was thinking that it was so dirty and I wasn't deserving that and I wasn't able to keep that. And now I am free from all of it. I can see money as a tool like this. Money for me has the same power than this wire. The same. It's not different.
So awesome. All right, everyone. So that was Marco. He's one of our mentors. And just like me, he was sabotaging his money as well. So pretty cool to hear these stories and see what's actually possible. Okay, so a couple little things here, and then Brian's going to jump in and blow your minds, really. So in this session 1 that we're going to have here, Brian's going to walk you through everything from coaching from infinite intelligence to what's actually holding you back from creating what you desire and more. I'm going to give you a little home play to do, which will be super fun. Then in session 2, we're going to dive in and show you how to manifest perfect clients reliably. And Brian will take you through the perfect client process. And that one, that's going to be super cool, you guys. Then we'll do a Q&A at the very end so you can walk away with tons of clarity around who your perfect client is, even if you haven't coached before, what your unique genius is, even if you haven't coached before, as well as knowing how you can manifest those perfect clients reliably. So that's what we're going to be doing. And with that, I'm going to bring Brian on and we're going to dive into all sorts of magic. So Brian, if you are ready, I will hand it over to you.
I are ready. All right. So now I tell you what, I have just a question for you, Abigail. So I have about 800 hours worth of content that I'm going to squeeze down into a couple hours. Um, we already made an agreement that you guys are all going to show up as if you had invested 10 grand today. So I just, Abigail, we have this possibility here. You and me and Keith, before I go into the content, before I really go deep, each of us just sharing a bit of what we're living here, painting this dream situation that we're living. And maybe Keith could go first on that. With the briefest of introductions of himself, because you're going to learn way, way, way more about Keith. But Keith, if you're ready for it, maybe you and Abigail, the three of us come on together and we just share for a minute what is possible, what life is like, what happened since you found this. And all right, he's not back on video yet, so maybe you just go first, Abigail. You kind of alluded a bit to what life
Yep.
was like prior.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I love about your work, Brian, is you talk about 100% total personal freedom. And a perception that I have in the coaching industry is a lot of people are talking about having the lifestyle, having the like being free as a coach to work on the beach, which I don't know why anyone would work on the beach, frankly, rather sit on the beach and have fun. And there's this whole thing out there in the coaching industry about that. And the thing is with what we're doing here with your work, it actually is true. Like my lifestyle now as a coach is completely different than it was back when I was standing on that stage feeling super terrible. Like I am waking up every morning so thrilled to jump into the day, knowing I'm going to be doing fun things with people like spell breaking them or supporting them, and knowing that whatever shows up, because I am living from infinite intelligence, working from infinite intelligence, running my business from infinite intelligence, running level 5 now from infinite intelligence, having all this fun every single day. I have confidence that I never had before either. So I'm just waking up going, oh yeah, I get to play all day and have so much fun and enjoy every single minute. And I don't have like any of that wake up on Monday morning kind of thing, that people talk about. I used to have that when I was teaching high school. I used to wake up and go, oh no, it's Monday. And I'm going back to the classroom of high school students. And now I'm just totally living a life where I can pick up my laptop, get on a plane, go out to Hawaii, hang out, do fun things, or take my daughter to London or whatever, which are all things I've done recently, and have so much fun in my life. And I think people don't realize that this is actually truly possible, that this way of being is actually livable, real, and can actually be something that you really truly do. And I know you, Brian, you live this way to the utmost. So let's hear about your story too.
Yeah, well, I am I this thing about personal freedom. Now I'm gonna remind everybody a few times as we go about your agreement that you invested 10 grand in this and that you're gonna get everything. You never know one sentence that Abigail or Keith or I say, the one sentence that you were like, yeah, they're probably on the preliminaries. They'll get to the deep shit here. Now we are going to get to the deep shit. Like I'm going to be drowning you in value and benefit here when I go deep in just a bit. But don't think this is the preliminaries, because it's not. Okay. So I went from living in absolute, utter, total, and complete hell to 100% total personal freedom. And it wasn't from the 30 years of working on myself. That wasn't what did it for me. And today is going to be a little bit awkward for me in that I'm not going to be telling my whole story. Like as much as I want to and as beneficial as it could be, I'm not going to be telling my story today. I'll just allude to things. Just know that I lived in absolute, utter, total, and complete hell until age 42. And today, I live that thing. Maybe you've heard it. If you find what you love and you do that, you'll never work another day in your life. I don't work. I do plenty. I don't work. Um, I wake up most days when I want to, unless I have something scheduled in the morning. I wake up when I want to. I wake up on 19 acres of jungle in Hawaii, living the life of my dream. Um, I started my first live session that I did with a client. I charged 250 bucks for that hour. And today, 15 years later, people will happily pay 5,555 bucks for a single session with me. And I don't promise an hour, I promise a result. Sometimes my sessions are 15 or 20 minutes. People ain't counting the minutes because they get off the session so changed. Um, on the rare occasions when I accept a 4-day private client, people come out to Hawaii, hang out with me for 4 days. It's 55,555 bucks, and people happily invest it without hesitation if I accept them as a client, because I don't accept someone as a client unless there's my two criteria for accepting a $55,000 client. It ain't the 55 grand. My two criteria is, number one, that they're going to be fun and enjoyable to work with. We're going to have a great time, and they're 100% ready for results. Otherwise, I don't work with them. And I never could have dreamed that when I started doing this. Um, so the fact that I went from homeless and suicidal for decades to living my dream in Hawaii, and now helping over 350,000 people in 80 plus countries, and having a team that includes the amazing, miraculous Abigail Morgan and the brilliant, fun friend of mine, Keith Krantz, and we're growing this business together, helping hundreds of thousands of people and soon millions, while teaching other people how to do this. I am absolutely living, walking in joy. So there's my little story, and let's see if Keith's back and wants to come on for a few minutes, he can share a little bit of his life. If not, he can do that when he shares tomorrow, perhaps.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Keith, if you're on, jump on. If not, we'll do it a bit later. Yeah, the thing too for me that I was thinking about as you were talking, Brian, is being a parent as well, and being able to be so present with my daughter in as a coach and working at home. It's one of the things I really, really value and love about this. And now I can do so from a place of being much more calm and happy and joyful than I ever used to be. So that's something too that I think is really awesome, for the fellow moms out there. All
For
right.
real. For real. What? Nothing more important. Ain't nothing more important than that.
Exactly.
All
I'm not,
right.
I don't
Well,
see
I
Keith
get.
up, so go for it, Brian.
Yeah, I guess I'll just get to it. Okay, so I'm going to go straight into content, and I'm going to be going really deep. I am going to open the chat. One, let me see what we got here. I'm going to open the chat one last time. Whenever I'm presenting, whenever anyone's talking, we're not having chit chat here. This is for your benefit. You invested 10 grand. We're not here having the, oh, I like what she's wearing. I mean, that's nice that you like what she's wearing, but I'm gonna open the chat, and I just want to say, how are you feeling right now? Everybody type in a word, 2 words, 3 words, and let's get a feel. All right, tuned in. I like that. I like that. Excited, blessed, happy to learn, focused, ready, calm, hopeful, aligned, inspired, interested, tuned in, turned on, a bit nervous. That's awesome. Because, see, you're about to be confronted or profronted with the fact that you can have anything you desire. Now, check this out. Beautiful. All right. Now, I'm going to close the chat again. Thank you for that. Listen. Somebody just said, I'm ready to learn what the universe has for me. And so I'm going to start with that. The universe ain't got a damn thing for you. That's a complete error about how the universe works. And it's completely prevalent throughout the coaching industry. So some would say that I'm a bit of a contrarian. I could not disagree more. I'm not a contrarian at all. I just, okay, so the part of my story that I will tell, you guys hang with me for just 1 minute. When I was 3 years old, I discovered that I had a quote gift. It didn't look like a gift then. I was able to help people and I freaked out everyone in my family. I freaked out my brother and sister, freaked out my parents. My parents were hesitant to bring people over because if someone came over to the house, I would look at them and I would see how they were sabotaging and harming themselves. I could see as soon as I could talk, I could see exactly how people were creating their hell, how they were creating their suffering, and I could tell them and tell them how to change it. So people didn't know if I had a devil, a demon, maybe, or an angel. They're like, but there's something fucked up with this. What is wrong with this guy? And at first, their minds were always blown, but then I would continue. It looked to them like reading their minds, and so that really kind of freaked people out. And then when I was 16, I got hit by a car and I was dead for about a half an hour. And during that half hour that I was so called dead, one of the things I realized is that we don't die. And I saw some things that I never forgot. And one day I'll be writing a book about that. And then I got into self help at 17. For the next 30 years, I invested hundreds of thousands of dollars and tens of thousands of hours working on myself. This was not a luxury or side interest for me at all. It was life or death. I was either going to solve my shit or I was going to kill myself. So I played full out at self-help. And then my life got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then at the lowest point, I had been suicidal on and off for over 30 years. In 2011, I had an awakening experience. Now, this is where you want to be listening. I look through gallery mode a lot, and everybody that's on camera, I just want you to know I'm looking at you, I'm tuning into you, and I'm following you. Some of you can see it and feel it. Some of you can. And I'm inviting you to get this point that I'm about to make because it's going to be the key to everything else I'm going to say. And now that I have scrolled through again, let me encourage everybody. I want you to get your head off your hand and I want you to sit back and get your spine straight so that your diaphragm can move so that you can become present. This shit does not serve you. This does not serve anything that hinders your breath and your presence doesn't serve you. So if you would straighten your spine, get your head up, breathe in through your nostrils, down into your belly, and bring yourself into present. I'm here to help and benefit you as much as I possibly can today. That's why I'm here. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm here for. You say you're here to get 10 grand minimum out of your investment, right? So, January 3rd, 2011, 10:30 in the morning, homeless, after working on myself for over 30 years, suicidal. If I didn't have kids, I would have killed myself in a second. I wanted to kill myself so desperately. I wanted to get out of this hell. If it weren't for my kids, I would have done it. And I had, at that lowest point, I had an awakening experience that I saw. Now, here's the key. I saw how I'm creating my reality, including the shit I don't want. And I saw how to change it. I saw that there is no universe out there. There is no universe out there. That's not how this works. What you perceive to be a universe is the reflection of everything that's in your consciousness. Now, and that's not completely alien to you. I know that. I'm going to make another recommendation before I go any further. Everybody who's taking notes, if you would take your pen and hold it up, hold that beautiful, sexy pen. Just hold it up. Now throw that motherfucker across the room as far as you can so that you cannot reach it and you cannot touch it. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, that's what's up right there. I love that. A couple people did it too. Yeah. Now let me tell you why. I'm not going to go lingering down this road. I'm going to make one point. Do you trust the modern educational system 100%? that it's just designed for your benefit and it's only designed to help you be the greatest free being you could ever be. Is that okay? Listen to me. The educational system taught you to take notes. I got a question for you. How could you ever possibly be fully present to what is and what's happening while you're trying to frantically capture what was just said? Note taking is insanely counterproductive. Now, wait a minute, Brian, what if I need to make a list? That's different. If our technology works and you get the replay to this session and you are watching the replay and I say something that, man, I want to make sure I get that, hit pause and write it down. But right now, you're going to benefit most from having your head up, your diaphragm freely moving as you breathe in through your nose, down in your belly, and you're present and you're receiving the transmissions that are coming through me and Keith and Abigail. You've heard enough by now to know you're still on. You're still on. At this moment, 350 something people on live. You've heard enough from Abigail. You've seen enough to have an idea that this might be the shit. You might be about to get more for your investment today of $10,000 than you've gotten during your entire self-help journey. And those of you with multiple certifications, if your mind is open, you're going to get the most out of this. Those of you who think you know something. So let's support ourselves by tossing the pins, being fully present, listening with eyes and ears and heart, and getting this. Okay? Thank you so much for that. So what I got during that moment of awakening, I got exactly how I'm creating my reality down to the letter, including the stuff I don't desire, and how to change it. Instantly, that morning, in that awakening, I had $5,000 wired to me out of the blue. I was homeless. I was going to be literally on the street with my pregnant wife, 6-year-old and 3-year-old. Out of the blue, money wired to me. 8 days later, I was on an all expense paid cruise in the Bahamas. And 61 days after that, I was living the dream in Hawaii, where I've been ever since. This can happen for you. And I have been able to help over 300,000 people since that day in 2011. Okay. So I'm going to run a survey here in just a moment. I'm coming up on 40,000 people that I've run this survey with, and you're going to love it. And you are about to have some insights. You're going to have some epiphanies. I'll make you a promise on this. It's going to be very weird. There's the very real probability that you will, and some of you beyond the shadow of a doubt will have an earth-shaking set of epiphanies by answering a few questions. Okay? And wait till you see the results of this poll. So I'm going to ask you to play 100. You said you would. You play 100% full out. I'm going to ask you to play 100% full out. There's going to be a poll that is going to show up on the screen for you here in just a moment. It has 20 questions. I have put hours into the creation and formulation of this poll, coming up on 35,000 people that have filled it out so far. I only have one caveat before I launch the poll. You ready? Y'all ready? You listening? Give me one of these. I'm making sure. Okay, beautiful. Now listen, those of you who have been working with me for a while and you have made it out of your hell and you're moving, right? Am I right? Right, Matt? I see Matt is nodding. I see a few people. Okay. Those of you that have been with me for a while and you've come up out of your hell to an extent, I'm asking you to answer these questions the way you would have when you first found me. Deal? Yep. Cool. Matt, Mandy? Yeah? Okay. So I'm launching this. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. It's 20 questions. Just go for it and give it 100%. It's launched. Now, no matter what device you're on, you should see these questions. And what I'm going to have you do is fill them out as quickly and honestly as you can, playing full out. Those of you that are stepping into the miracle with level 5, you've made a lot of progress. Answer it the way you would have from the start. Please, 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 please play full out. And I will be back with you in about 3 minutes to clarify a couple points. And by the way, if you only see the first 2 or 3 questions, there is a scroll bar on your right. Scroll down and you'll get to the rest of them. All right, so I'm going to break these down a bit. So we have 5% or 1% has completed. So everybody's just getting through the later questions here. So check it out. Are there things that you want, money, abundance, whatever, that seem to stay out of your reach, no matter what you do to try to attract or get them? First question. Second question, are there things you don't want? Problems, challenges, shit that keeps coming back no matter what you do. Have you ever found yourself frustrated and thinking, how did I create this again? Or how did I attract this again? Number 4, do you ever perceive that you might be sabotaging your own success? Number 5, do you ever find yourself avoiding things that you know would move you towards what you prefer? Number 6, when you think of getting what you most desire, now this is tough. Some people find this one tough to answer. Do you ever, you're looking at what you most desire. Do you ever feel uncertainty about what it is, or a feeling that if you get it, you might get in trouble or there might be some price to pay? Check in and feel deeply on that one. Number 7, do you want to create a lot more impact and bring more benefit to the world, but find yourself still playing small? Have you ever set a goal or a resolution, really meant to pull it off, and then found yourself right back where you started again? 9, do you believe that you might secretly be very powerful, yet find yourself sometimes powerless to change what you want to change? 10, have you tried one or more self-help or spiritual approaches to solve all this, but really honestly feel frustrated with the results in your life? 11, if you've done a lot of inner work, have you ever thought that either self-help is missing something, you might be too broken to get it right, or both? Do you consider yourself to be spiritual or interested in consciousness? 13, do you at least mentally get the idea that all is one, everything is energy, and that you're creating your reality? Do you at least mentally get it? All right, this is great. We right now have 43% have completed it. I would really like to get to 80%. So if you guys just keep on clicking. Number 14, do you ever feel frustrated with your inability to walk and live this truth that all is one and everything is energy and that you're creating your reality? 15, do you sense that if you could move from that mental understanding to living that you're creating your reality, things would change for you, maybe even miraculously? 16, do you sense that if you did move from the mental understanding of these things to live in them, you'd actually find abundance taking care of itself. 17, can you easily simply explain how it is that you're creating what you do not want again and again? That's probably the most confusing question to people. Number 18, do you ever say anything and then wish you hadn't? Do you ever do anything and then wish you hadn't? And if there was a simple way of going beyond the mental ideas of all of this stuff, stepping into your power, would you choose it? Question number 20. And we now have 57% have filled this out. We're very, very well on our way to that 80. Everybody check your posture, check your breath, and making sure that you're sitting and breathing in a way that's supporting you the most, benefiting you the most. 62% have completed the poll. Let's get to it, y'all. We got 6 minutes in. You will see in just a few minutes why I would put this much time and effort into this poll. Beautiful. 64%. And I see people clicking, so probably a lot of people are on the last 2 or 3 questions by now. All right, so I'm going to start a 1-minute countdown here, and let's just see how close to that magical 80% participation we can get. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, 1-minute countdown, folks. Let's get there. We got 67%. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's do it. I mean, you did say you'd play full out and get your $10,000 worth today, right? So I know you're clicking these answers, right? %68%. Come on, let's get those last few clicks, everybody. %68%. All right, I'm gonna give it another minute. This is way too important. We're so close to 70% here. I think I'm gonna let 70% be enough. Just because I have 800 hours worth of content to deliver in the next couple hours. All right, last few clicks, last few clicks, last few answers. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close enough. Those of you who didn't quite finish, that's okay. If you got through the first 10 or 15, these results are going to blow your mind anyway. Okay, so now everybody, check your breath, check your posture. I'm going to get where I can see everybody before I share these results. Now listen, y'all. I'm going to hammer this. You know how much you invested for this event today. 10 grand. Now, I don't know if you're a multimillionaire, maybe 10 grand isn't that much. You'd be okay just tossing that out for fun. But if not, I'm telling you, over 30,000 people that I've run this poll with. And every single time I do it, the feedback that I get is complete blown minds, something you can immediately use. So here's what I'm gonna do before I release the results here. I'm gonna open the chat for a minute, and I just want to know those of you who are already coaches. Now, please don't type yet. The chat's open, but don't type yet. If you're already a coach, you're gonna type in why, but wait, don't do it yet. If you're already a coach and you're already helping people as a coach, a therapist, a mentor, a psychologist, therapist of any kind, and how many certifications do you have? So in other words, if you're a coach and you got 7, you type in Y7 and then hit enter, okay? If you're a coach, it's Y. If you're a coach or a therapist or psychologist, you can type in Y. And then how many certifications do you already have? And I want you guys to look. So here we go. I don't need any no's. This is just those of you who are. So yes, 1, yes, 2, yes, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, Y, 4, 2, 5, 2, 9, 2, 1, 6, 5, it's going 15, 12. Okay. Everybody, please look at this. And those of you that are coaches, therapists, psychologists, type it in. And then how many, I love it. Don't know. Because there's going to be a lot of those. The people with too many, right, Mark? The people with way too many certifications. Fine. I don't even know anymore. I just get them. They say, here's another one here. I'm going to go get it. Okay. Now, everybody, there's 0, 10, so many, too many, 23. All good, Jess. We're going to do our best for you. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm going to close this. That's enough for me. So, everybody, this is where and why I say this is going to be mind-blowing for you. I don't bullshit around, and I'm not here wasting my time. That was probably, my guess, 20% of the people just quickly typed in a why. Yeah, I'm a coach, therapist, psychologist. And we have anywhere from 1 to, I think, 23 was the max certifications. Now watch this. I'm sharing the results to your screen. Now look at this. Among so many coaches and therapists and healers and practitioners and energy workers, are there things that you want that stay out of your reach? That is a big, fat, and juicy, about 99% say yes. Are there things that you don't want that keep coming back no matter what you do to get rid of them? Yeah. 96, 97%. For some reason, my thing isn't showing the percentage in number. That's never happened before. A little glitch with Zoom. Have you ever found yourself frustratedly thinking, how did I create this again? Or how did I attract this again? 99%. Look at this, y'all. Number 4, do you ever perceive that you might be sabotaging your own success? 98, 99%. Do you ever find yourself avoiding things that you know would actually help you to get more of what you desire? In other words, procrastinating. And well over 95% said either yes or it's the story of my fucking life. Y'all, with this many coaches and therapists, people that have been working on themselves for years or decades, did you know that 95 to 99% of people that have been working on themselves for decades to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars feel this? Did you know, or did you think it was just you? Number 6, when you think of getting what you most desire, do you ever feel uncertainty, doubt, or the feeling that if you do get it, there's going to be a price to pay? I'm going to show you why in a minute. Yeah, 96%, 95%. Do you want to create a lot more impact and bring a lot more benefit to the world, but find yourself playing small? Only about 99%. That's all. Have you ever set a goal or a resolution, really meant to pull it off, and then found yourself right back where you started? We either have yes, damn it, or way too much. About 97, 98%. Do you believe that you might secretly be very powerful, yet find yourself sometimes powerless to change what you want to change? I didn't get any no's. I either got yeses or story of my life. That's 100%, folks. You thought it was just you, Audrey? Number 10, have you tried one or more self-help or spiritual approaches to solve all this, but feel consistently, honestly frustrated with your results? Only 99%, with about 30% saying story of my fucking life. Y'all cuss a lot. Number 11, if you have done a lot of inner work, have you ever thought, now y'all, look at this, look at this, look at this. Have you ever thought that either self-help is missing something or you might be too broken to even get self-help right, or both? That's 100%, folks. Number 12, do you consider yourself to be spiritual or interested in consciousness? We got 100% yes. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all, what the hell is going on here? We got a very significant percentage of people on this call are coaches, therapists, and healers, psychologists. Virtually everybody here has been working on yourself for years or decades. 100% identify as spiritual, interested in consciousness. And 97, 99% are procrastinating, self-sabotaging, and playing small. Wondering how you're creating this shit again, and wondering, is the self-help industry fucked or are you? Did you know? Did you know? Y'all, there's a taboo. There's a secret. Now, I'm not supposed to say this, so I will. There's a taboo in the self-help, especially the spiritual self-help industry. Do you want to know what it is? Say yes, make me feel good. You ready? I'm going to tell you the secret. Here's what it is. You go to that event and you pay 10,000 bucks to be with guru number 1, 2, or 3. And you get all revved up and you jump up and down, you yell and you sing and you high five each other and you clap and you cry. It's going to be different this time. And you walk out to the car when the seminar is over and you go to put your key in the key hole of your car door and you go, fuck. And everybody else is still high-fiving and clapping, so you think it worked for them. And because you just spent another 10 grand on another event and you promised everybody at home, no, really, this time I'm going to change. It's going to work this time. You can't go saying it didn't work. So the taboo in the self-help industry is you have to pretend that shit worked. So everybody pretends that it worked to everybody else, right? Am I right, Rob? Oh my God, Kathy, like what the fuck? So the taboo is we all have to pretend that that shit worked. And then we think it worked for everybody else. And we wonder what's wrong with us. And you thought it was just you. Now, we go deeper. Question 13. Don't lose presence with me now, y'all. This is we starting to get into the deep shit here. And I'm going to show you the answer and the solution to all of this. Do you at least mentally get the idea that all is one, everything is energy, and you're creating your reality? 99% said yes. 99%. But do you ever feel frustrated with your ability to live it? 98% said yes, and the other 2% are lying because of the taboo. Number 15, do you sense that if you could move from that mental understanding that all is one and everything is energy and you're creating your reality, if you could move from the mental understanding of it to the living of it, do you think life would change for you maybe miraculously? 99% said yes. And if you did change it, do you think that abundance would take care of itself? 99% said yes. Can you easily explain how it is that you're creating what you do not want? A shocking amount said yes, but if I was to ask you right now, you'd find out you could not. Now, last couple questions here. Do you ever say things and you like almost wonder who said it or wish you hadn't said it? About 95%, it looks like, said yes. And do you ever do things that you wish you hadn't? You wonder who in the hell did that? About 95% yes. And if there was a simple way to go beyond all these mental ideas and actually live that you're creating your reality, all is one and everything is energy, you would want to do it. And I got 100% yes. Now that really tells me that I'm with the right crowd here today. And what I'm going to be covering with you here in just a couple minutes is going to be the answer you've been looking for. I shit you not. So what I would like to do is, Uncle Jeff, if you would get us a 5-minute timer pulled up, don't start it yet. I'm going to open the chat one more time. Listen, y'all, do yourself and everybody else on this call a favor. I would like for you to just for 1 minute, just breathe and tune in. What we've covered so far, and I'm just about to go into the depths of how we got here, why that shit didn't work, and what does. And you're going to get your $10,000 worth of value. You're going to come away with this with the understanding that you've been looking for all these years or decades. It's going to be unmistakable. And that's a promise. And if I don't keep that promise, I wouldn't expect you to count on anything else I say. So I'm going to come through. What I want to ask you to do when I open the chat here in just a second, I would like for you to type in truly now. Be sincere and share your heart in 1, 2, 3, 10 words with everybody else. What do you feel and what do you think as a result of that poll? Let's get that chat going. Jeff, if you would start us a 5-minute timer. Everybody type in your thoughts, your feelings, your reflections from that poll. And in 5 minutes, well, go take a pee, fill up your water. And in 5 minutes, I'm going to hit this hard and I'm going to blast through about 800 hours worth of magic with you in roughly an hour and a half. All righty then. I'm ready and back. Looks like almost everybody's ready. Hopefully everybody got their pee-pee out and some water in. And let's get to the fun now. I mean, I've been having a good time. So I just read a lot of your comments, and I'm going to warn you. You're going to want to be sitting up straight, and you're going to want to be breathing. There's going to be some things here that will be absolutely revolutionary and revelationary for you. I'm going to close the chat. I appreciate every word you typed in. I read a bunch of it, and I could go in and dissect, and I could respond to quite a few of them. I'm just going to make a couple comments, and then I'm going to go into it. So first of all, everybody, please come to full presence here. If you're not on camera, I invite you on camera with us. I really do. We can connect, we can be real, we can tap into this, feel each other, and really make a difference here and change some things for ourselves and each other. We can do that. I invite you to be on camera and really come show up full out. Those of you that are on camera, I have a request for you. Please be present. Don't be looking at your phone. Don't go off to this or that. If you're going to be on camera, be present and be a support to everybody else being present. I take things lightly. So it's not like there's some heaviness to this. However, the potential for you might be greater than you think is possible. So I'm really challenging, inviting you to pull in. If you're in a situation where you just can't, you got shit going on, you can't be fully present, go ahead and flip your camera off so that those are on camera really get that respectful, present vibe. And those of you that got too much going on, click off the session and catch the replay. You're going to get a lot more out of it, okay? So my bottom line before I go into my quote, teaching, sharing, transmission here, I just want you to think about this. We got 350 almost people that are all spiritual, interested in consciousness. A significant percentage of us are coaches, therapists, healers, psychologists. And 98% of us, I mean, don't answer this. The chat's closed. But those of you who teach your clients, hey, come to me and I'll help you solve procrastination, overwhelm, and playing small. Well, 99% of us are procrastinating, self-sabotaging, and playing small. And then we're told by the marketing person, put on there that you help people solve self-sabotage, while you, the coach, are the king or queen of self-sabotage. I'm just saying, I ain't putting you down. I understand. But you didn't know that 90 fucking 9% of people who are okay, I know a way I cannot shortcut this, but I can make it with one point. Are you ready? Y'all with me 100%? Roger, you're with me. I see Roger is. Roger even threw his fucking pen. Yes, Graham's with me. Okay. Listen, y'all. Name an industry. Now I see you're listening. Name an industry for me. Now, you're going to have to pay attention to follow this. Name an industry where it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Hundreds of millions of people every year invest in solutions in that industry. People spend tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars working on themselves in this industry, and they end up buying so many solutions that promise to work, and they go from solution to solution to solution to course to seminar to program to item, so many in a row that when it all fails, they label themselves a junkie. Always looking for the next fix. There's only one industry that I know where the people buy so many solutions that don't work that they call themselves junkies, self-help junkies. Do you get it? Do you see it? See, because if you could sit frustrated for another 10, 20, 30 years, or you could get it today and be done with the bullshit. I'm done with the bullshit. So, you believe you're creating your reality. How do you live it? How do you be the change that you wish to see in the world? Every one of us loves that phrase. And if I had 42 more hours, I'd go a little deeper. But let me just ask a quick question. You be honest here now. If you've ever been online, you've seen social media. You guys are familiar, right? Social media, you know about that shit. Okay, so you get on social media and you see someone shares the quote, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," Gandhi. And being a coach, therapist, healer, energy worker, being someone who's helping people, you immediately share that post hoping someone figures it out and does it because you know you ain't going to. Now I'm just going to see who smiles. Yeah, be the change. Yeah, be the change. I'm going to share that shit. Hopefully someone will figure it out and do it because I wouldn't have any fucking idea how to be the change I want to see in the world. How do you do it? I offer an image to you, and I'm gonna call it becoming a lighthouse. Now, I am a lighthouse. I go through my life being the infinite, unlimited being that I am, unapologetically admitting I'm infinite, I'm eternal, I'm creating my reality. And if you don't like it, namaste, motherfucker. I'll see you in a minute. Because we're all one and everything's in, we're all there already. It's just many of us aren't ready to see it. So you become a lighthouse. Now, the self-help industry is based in error. It's rooted in error. The entire industry is rooted in error. The self-help industry is an endless string of solutions to problems. What I do, I call it level 5. I help people to go beyond the illusion of problems. There's nothing in common. This is not another self-help approach. Okay? So I see that there are 5 approaches that people can take. Those of you that are mentors and coaches, you're going to want to write this down and take notes. Trust me, you're going to you got this. You got this. There are 5 approaches that people take when it comes to working on themselves. The first thing is you look and your life sucks. So you go, ooh, information. I just need some information on how to solve these problems. So people go out and they find information. Do you have any idea how much information is available in the self-help industry? And do you have any idea how much of it is either counterproductive or just pure horseshit? Okay. So first level of approach to changing your life is information. The second level is fascination. You get in there like, oh my God. Ooh, look, there's Pleiadian star seeds who blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, galactic astrological. Oh, this is fascinating shit. Oh my God. Ooh, quantum physics. Fascination, fascination. Who here has studied? I'm just going to look at the first screen here. Who here has studied quantum physics for just a little while? You've gotten in. That shit's amazing, boy. And it just instantly made all your problems go away, didn't it? Nope. So fascination, don't do it. There's way too much information and there's infinite fascination out there. The third approach is motivation. I'm going to go to an event with my company to see a motivational speaker. By gosh golly, I think they paid him $50,000 to talk for 2 hours. And man, you sit and you listen to that motivation and like, oh my God, that touched me. Oh, could you hear what he said? And you're crying and oh my gosh, the most amazing. I'm so motivated. How much does your life change? As a rule, it don't. The fourth level is what almost all of us are selling. So you got information, fascination, motivation. The fourth level is transformation. But you know what? Transformation don't mean a damn thing. Transformation means change. So if I was to go to the sex toy store and buy a giant purple plastic penis and have it surgically attached to my forehead, I've transformed. I am a rhino or a unicorn. It's a transformation, isn't it? I just became a fucking unicorn. It's a transformation. Transformation doesn't mean anything. And if you got a website up and you're selling transformation, you might want to look at that, because transformation don't mean a damn thing. You can transform all day long worse than you were. It's erroneous concept. There's the fifth level, and it's the only thing that I'm interested in for myself and my clients, and that is liberation. Returning to the truth that you are an infinite, unlimited being who's creating your reality in a universe where all is one and everything is energy and there are no problems. That's where I live, and that's where I help people to get to. If that don't interest you, you would do well right now to click the little red X and get away from this session, because I'm about to go into that now. All right. You are an infinite, unlimited, eternal being. That's the first point. You don't have problems and you don't have anything to fix, and there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your clients. You just turned off your access to infinite intelligence. And if you like, I'm going to show you how to turn it back on. So I want you to take these questions right now, just kind of chew on them as I go to the depths of the universe here. Infinite intelligence, like, what is it? What exactly is infinite intelligence? I'd be curious to know. How do I access it? What does it even mean, infinite intelligence? How could I access that and then have absolute confidence 24/7, knowing that if I have a client in front of me, my child's in front of me, my partner's in front of me, I am accessing infinite intelligence and I'm able to benefit them. And then I apply that to my business. Someone comes to me, I don't know about you, but if someone comes to me for help and they're ready for it, I'm going to get them the results they want. Period. Period. Because I'm walking and accessing infinite intelligence. Why isn't everybody already accessing it and creating what they desire and coaching others without self-sabotage, without playing small, without procrastinating? Why not? Why aren't people living in their infinite selves from infinite intelligence? And why is the self-help industry failing so fucking miserably? Think about the poll, everybody. Think about the poll. 98%, 99%. Now, here's a concept for you. You ready? If you want to help people, if that's what you want to do, if you want to help people, wouldn't it help if you started by doing something that helps? I'm with you, Rob. Absolutely, yourself first. But listen, now let me ask you this. I want you to imagine for a minute that a camel came to you for help. And you mistakenly thought they were a fucking turtle. So you provided turtle help to a camel. How well would that work? Let me see. It looks like what you need is a little bit more greens in your diet. You need shade. It's a camel. It needs hoof repair. It needs hump maintenance. If you provide turtle care for a camel, it's not going to work. And when people come to you for help and you try to treat them like a person, when they're actually an infinite, unlimited being who's under a delusion, and you try to help them like they're a broken person and fix them and try to get them to like you and try to make them feel better and try to encourage them try to help them cope with their problems. They're not a person with problems. They're an infinite, unlimited being who has cut off access to their infinite intelligence. Oh, I just saw a light bulb go off for somebody. So there is a complete paradigm shift that is necessary. And guess what I'm about to do with you? I'm going to facilitate that complete paradigm shift for those of you who allow it to happen. Now, I propose to you that an infinite, unlimited being like you, Raymer, let me just look at some of you beautiful people for a minute. Jay, David, Natalie. Hey, Marlene. What you are and what your clients are is an infinite, unlimited, eternal being who is creating their reality entirely. You accept that possibility according to your poll results, but you ain't living it, and they ain't living it. Now, what would you be like in your natural state? I'm going to offer 5 C's to you to consider. Number 1, you would be centered. In your natural state, infinite, unlimited, eternal being, you would be centered. And you know you haven't been. You'd be centered first and foremost. You would have clarity about who you are, where you are, and what you desire. That's what your natural state is. And as a result of that, you would have access to all of your competencies, capacities, and capabilities. Centered, clarity. In that, you would have absolute certainty that you can bring about whatever change you desire in your life, period, being that you're creating your reality. And therefore, you would walk through life with calm confidence in every moment. So, what is the problem? Well, I'm going to propose to you that there aren't actually any problems, but there are something called spells. And that what I'm about to go into now is I'm going to show you the nature of every problem you face. Now, everybody take a couple deep breaths. Check your posture. I'm going to show you the nature of every single problem and challenge that you face. And every challenge and every problem that every client who ever comes to you faces. Deal? I'm going to show you a foolproof way of addressing and solving every single problem you face and every single problem and challenge that every client who ever comes to you faces. You accept the possibility that I could do it? Do you? A couple of you do. Some of you do. You accept that possibility. I ain't asking you to believe it. I'm asking you to accept the possibility. Are you getting a sense that me and Keith and Abigail might not be full of shit on this one? Okay? So, here we go. Now, I'm going back and forth between looking at my notes here, and I rarely use notes, but today I just got so much to cover, and looking at you. So I'm going to get where I can see my notes and you at the same time. Okay. So I'm going to propose that what is true here is that you don't have problems, you don't have challenges, you have spells. You're an infinite, unlimited, eternal being. You're projecting out of eternity into time and space to have experience as a human. And you fell under spells. And a spell, those of you who do belief work, those of you who do belief change, those who play with NLP or whatever, that's fine. I'm not knocking any. I want to be very clear. I'm not knocking anything. I am pointing out that 99% of people are still stuck. That's what I'm pointing out. Those of you working with those tools. Okay. So I want to show you exactly what a spell is. Since I'm saying the only problem or challenge humans have are spells, I'm going to give you a very clear definition of what I call a spell. A spell is an idea, a belief, a concept, don't take notes, that you hold that is false and bound up with emotion that you haven't digested. You have, I propose, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of spells that you're completely unaware of. They're why you do what you do. They're why your bank account is what it is. There's nothing wrong with your abundance. There's nothing wrong with your manifestation. You are perfectly manifesting every second according to your spells. So you went through times in life where you were physically hurt and or emotionally hurt. Yes or no? Like, hello, you went through moments when you were physically hurt and or emotionally hurt in the womb and in those first 14, 15 years of life. Every single one of those moments of trauma, physical and or emotional pain, every one of them created spells inside of you. Men can't be trusted. Women can't be trusted. I'm not safe. Sex is terrifying. Money is hard. People are liars. Ultimately, though, I'm not safe. If those were just thoughts and ideas, that would be one thing. They're not. They're tangled up with emotion. And oh boy, you're going to love where we're about to go. Over the course now of working with hundreds of thousands of people, I have discovered, systematized, and distilled every human problem into what I call the 5 spells from hell and the hell multiplier. And I'm going to share that with you now. And I invite you, if you need to stand up and stretch, do it. Take a couple deep breaths, take a sip off of your water. You don't need to memorize this. And we are recording. We're going to do everything we can to get the replay to you. I'm just telling you, you're going to want to be fully present to soak this up. I'm about to distill a couple 100,000 hours into a matter of minutes here. You ready? I'm proposing to you that you're about to get the most complete understanding and comprehension of every issue you face in your life without exception. The most complete understanding and insight of every problem you think you have, every challenge you think you have, every difficulty you think you have, and from an angle that is going to be so liberating and so freeing for you. And if that, I mean, there's your 10 grand, there's your 10 grand worth out of today. But no. I'm going to show you the solution to every single challenge, issue, problem that every client who ever comes to you have. Now, can you imagine if you knew beyond the shadow of a doubt, those of you that are already coaches, those of you that you think you might want to be a coach, you might want to get paid for creating the world you want to live in by helping people to be free. Creating the world you actually want to live in. That's what I do all day, every day. I don't work. Imagine if you knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that you could help anybody who comes to you, period. You never get stumped. As much as I'd like to ask, who here is willing to be honest that there's a 24/7 fear running in your mind about finally getting stumped by a client you can't help? But I don't want to ask that. I don't want to have you look at that. You probably don't want to look at that. Don't raise your hand, Mandy. Damn it. Mandy's too honest. Oh, I give Mandy a high five for that one, y'all. A bunch of other people like, I'm not raising my hand for that. But listen now, listen. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about you. Did you know that 98% of professional coaches are still self-sabotaging? Oh yeah, you found that out a little while ago. Did you know that 98% of coaches who claim to have the solution to self-sabotage, procrastination, and playing small still are procrastinating, and playing small? Did you know that fraud syndrome and imposter syndrome is one of the top 3 issues that coaches deal with? Did you know that? It's not just you. But my question, friend, I'm not trying to be a dick here. None. I'm just you said it. I'm just reporting the news. You said that you're procrastinating and playing small and self-sabotaging while you're telling people you're the solution to it. How could you not be choking on self-sabotage? How could you not be sabotaging your marketing efforts to land more clients when you know it's just a matter of time before one of them sees through? Oh shit, he went there. Ooh, yeah, I did. I'm showing you the solution to it. So what I'm about to do, and this is why I'm really hammering and I'm really, really pounding on this, so that you'll just reach that place of awareness where you're going to listen like you ain't never listened and let your mind be completely blown here by these 5 spells. And then the hell multiplier. So here comes the 5 spells and the hell multiplier. The first spell from hell is not safe to be. It's not safe to exist. Did you ever, as a child, ever have a moment in the womb or during those first 10, 15 years of your life? Did you ever have a moment when you perceived you might not be safe? Ha! Ha! Ever? In those moments in the womb, in those moments when one of your parents was abusing you, in one of those moments when your brother or sister, no one was looking, and they really hurt you, in those moments that you were in mom's belly and she was thinking, I don't know if I can raise this kid. I don't know if I want to raise this kid with this guy I'm married to. Like, fuck, I don't even know who the father is. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. And you felt that cutoff, death, threat. Now, watch how these spells grow on each other. The first spell is not safe to be. The second spell is not safe to be me. You're born and you're looking at everybody doing it their way. Did you feel 100% welcomed in every single minute as the perfect, unlimited little precious being? Did you every single minute of your childhood just know you were completely loved and accepted exactly as you are? Did they meet your every choice and hairstyle and clothes you wanted to wear? Did they meet every choice and every desire that you have with just absolute? Of course, honey, you're absolutely perfect. Yes, just be you, honey. Or did you have to be a chameleon to get approval? Did you or did you not learn as a child not safe to be me? I'm asking you, answer the question for yourself, please. Let this sink in. So you had moments as a child of not safe to be, where your life was potentially in risk. You had moments of not safe to be me. Third, you had moments of not safe to be me desiring. Desire is bad, desire is wrong, and my desires are extra fucked up. It looks like it's okay for them to want what they want. Do you see it or not? Yes? Number 4, not safe to be me desiring and acting on, asking for, or moving towards my desires. Oh, hell no. That's what, man. Hey, mom, can I have, you selfish little, does it look like we're made of money? I mean, let me ask you this. Every request you ever made to mom and dad, did they just meet you with the warmest hug? Oh, of course, darling, honey, here it is. Did they welcome your every expression of desire? Yes or no? Some of y'all ain't playing full out here now. You ain't gonna get your $10,000 worth, except for those of you who already have. Did you learn or did you not learn that acting on and asking for your desires would get your ass kicked or get you in trouble or get you ridiculed or shamed or punished? Okay? Yes. 5th spell from hell. Not safe to be me. Desiring, acting or asking for my desires. And 5th, getting my desires. Because when you got it, that's when you could lose it. When you got it, that's when they could take it from you. When you got it, that's when they could tell you how you could use it. That's when they had power over you. You got it. Now, I'm looking and I'm listening through your webcam as I'm looking at you. If you did not have the experience of not safe to be during your childhood, and you did not have the experience of not safe to be me during your childhood, if you did not have the experience of not safe to be me desiring, if you did not have the experience of not safe to be me acting on and requesting and asking for my desires, and if you did not have the experience of suffering when you got what you want, I'm going to watch. Leave now. Because the rest of this is going to be a waste of time for you. If you didn't learn those 5 spells, just go ahead and click the X and leave. I love you. I'm glad we took this time together. I'm glad the poll was entertaining for you. I'm looking at the number. We got 330 something people on right now. I'm looking to see how many leave. If you don't leave right now, you're saying to me passively by staying that you can see that you learn not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me asking, acting on my desires, and not safe to be me getting. If you don't leave, then you're telling me you had those 5 spell experiences. Do you agree? Give it to me. Give it to me. Don't hold back. I know you don't like it. I don't blame you for not liking it. But do you see it? Y'all, nobody knows this. The people training the coaches don't know it. The people that train the coaches don't know it. The doctors don't know it. The psychologists don't know it. These 5 spells answer and explain every single problem that anyone could have. Well, Brian, I just don't feel comfortable raising my prices. That's because you don't feel safe asking for what you desire. Well, Brian, I'm just not sure. Oh, now see, thank you. Thank you. We got some tears falling. That's a wonderful thing. Breathe and let yourself digest that. Okay, let's do this. Since I got coaches on, and I actually am doing great on time here with what I'm going to cover, we're about to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. I got one question. If you think you know of a problem that you or your clients have that isn't answered by the 5 spells, type it in the chat. This is where someone's going to get it. If you see a problem, a challenge, an issue that you or your clients have that you think isn't answered and explained by the 5 spells, type it in. David just wrote, getting clear on what I desire. Not safe to get my desires. When you know you're not safe getting your desires, what's more powerful than to pretend you don't know what you fucking want? It's one of the most powerful ways of avoiding getting in trouble by getting what you want. Just pretend you don't know. I don't feel safe getting what I desire. Exactly. How can I find, okay, now y'all are getting some questions. We're going to get into those, but that ain't what I asked right now. How can I find that ain't what I'm asking. How do I get out of my own way? Well, I'm about to show. Okay, so I'm going to close the chat. I made the invitation. Now, y'all, I am about to give, okay, I do not have those problems, at least that I'm aware of. Okay, well, but 98, 99% said they're procrastinating. So here's a question for you, Rob. I respect that in no way, shape. I really appreciate you saying that. But here's what I'll ask you, Rob, specifically. So Rob said, I don't have those problems that at least that I'm aware of. Very, 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 very cool way of saying it. Do you 100% always ask for what you desire confidently in every situation? Go consciously, boldly creating everything you desire? Do you have 100% of all the money, all the love, all the affection, and everything that you desire in life? Because if you don't, the 5 spells answer it. Now, check this out. Lane said, talking the 5 spells, this is the most perfect filter I've ever encountered. It answers everything. That is my view. Now, Mikhail, looks like it says, what about physical trauma? Mikhail, physical trauma, look at this. What did I say? You learned either through physical pain and or emotional pain. That's what trauma is. It is physical pain and or emotional pain, period. It don't have to be big or little. Through physical and or emotional pain, you learn not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me acting on my desires, and oh goddamn, let me not get what I desire, because that's when they really hold it over me. Now, one of the things I recommend people to do when I work with people, I'll have them write down what are some situations in your life where you might have learned not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe. When are some times that you desired something and you got in trouble for it? When are times that you asked for something you desire and you got your ass kicked or ridiculed or shamed? Now, if you always, without exception, whenever you desire something, you just go confidently ask for it, then you're not suffering from that spell right now. But almost nobody can say that. Okay, now I'm going to go deeper. Because, see, when you were a child, and you were learning not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me asking for my desires or acting on them, not safe to be getting my desires fulfilled. When you were learning that, do you think those were all happy moments for you? Can you imagine the frustration? You're an infinite, unlimited creative being of desire, and you were told, don't desire. You figure you got upset? You ever remember as a child feeling sad or scared? All right, I don't know if y'all fell asleep. Is my microphone on? Are you guys hearing me? Because I'm not seeing. Are y'all with me? Okay. I just need to talk louder, apparently. So when you were a child and you were learning the 5 spells from hell, did you ever feel sad? Did you ever feel scared as a child? Did you ever feel angry as a child? Now, this is the hell multiplier. I want you to picture being a child. Oh, by the way, we're only talking about everybody on this planet right now. When you got hurt, when you skinned your knee, when you felt scared, when you went to school and the bullies took your lunch and said they're going to beat you up tomorrow, when you started to get frustrated with not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me wanting, not safe to be me acting on my desires. And oh God, I get in trouble when they take it from me. I can lose it. I get disappointed that it wasn't what I was hoping for. And they tell me now you're stuck with it. I got upset, yo. And then you got upset. And when you went to your mom scared, I'll bet all they did was just hugged you. Oh, you precious little darling, you're feeling fear. Let us just comfort you. No, they tried to make you go do it because they thought they were toughening you up. When you went to them crying, what did they say? Oh, little darling, sweet honey, I have forever. Come here, just get on my lap. Let me just love you through these feelings, little sweet darling angel. I bet they did that every time. Am I right? They just welcomed your sadness every time with so much love and bliss and kindness. No, how many of us heard, I'll give you something to cry about, you little fucker. Now, wait a minute. So we already suffered the 5 spells through our experience from the womb till 10, 14, 15 years old. Not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me acting on my desires or asking for what I want. And oh God, let me not get what I want. Then I get my ass kicked. And then you got upset and you went to them upset. They met your fear with ridicule and punishment. They met your sadness with ignoring, ridicule, go figure it out. And what about when you finally got angry? I'll bet they welcome that. What most of us got was, well, that's nice that you're angry, sweetie. I think you'll find out my anger is just a little bit bigger and tougher than yours. You might want to shut the fuck up and get back in your place. And what we learned was the hell multiplier. There's not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me acting on my desires, not safe to be getting my desires. Those are the 5 spells from hell. And the hell multiplier is not safe to feel and express my feelings, and not safe to be around others when they're feeling and expressing theirs. Did I or did I not just explain the root cause of every human problem, personal and planetary? Did I or did I not? Because if I didn't, this is your moment to challenge it or to really dig in to where we're going. It's up to you. All right, I just got a ton of thumbs up. I'm open the chat for a moment. I'm doing so great on time. I'm gonna get through all of this here. Chat's open. What are you guys seeing, feeling? How are you rating your $10,000 investment right now? Chat's open. Let's just go for a moment with this. 100% worth it. Tears coming up right now. Breathe. Yes, definitely truth. I got 15,000 so far. Crying like a baby. Such a release. So clear. I have all 6, 100%. 5 out of 5, Brian. This is the missing link. Just had a major breakthrough. I already know it. What if I can't remember most of my childhood? Irrelevant. We'll get you there. Not safe to feel. Wow. Experience them all. 5 out of 5. On point. Priceless. Finally understanding it. Blamed for it being my fault. Starting to acknowledge the little me inside. How about the little me's? How about if every single best investment I ever made? Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now. Beautiful. 5 out of 5. Figured out my life. The multiplier is huge. All the little me's. Okay, now thank you, everybody. This is absolutely awesome. Now I could just stay on this chat for the rest of the day. It is amazing, Alicia. I couldn't agree more. How do we take this information to make the changes? Well, where do you think I'm going next, Kathleen? For gosh sakes. Okay. Now, so keep breathing. Don't stop. Get your hands away from your mouth. Let that breath move through. Check it out. Little side note here. Just an itty bitty teeny tiny little side note. Every approach that I've ever seen, everybody knows that self-love is everything. And every self-love course that I have ever seen is missing the single most important ingredient. Every single one of them. Inner child work. All of it. Valuable, beneficial, possibly. It's all missing the most fundamental point. You don't have an inner child. You have inner children. Every traumatic moment in your life, you froze at that moment with those emotions. And you're sitting here with me right now, Benjamin, Jeff, Brenda, you're sitting here with me right now, in this moment, adult, doing your thing, with thousands of inner children frozen in the past, choking down anger, sadness, and fear that they have never digested. Let's do a recap of where we are, where we got so far. So you're an infinite, unlimited, eternal being. You're actually creating your reality. As a child, you suffered the 5 spells from hell. Not safe to be, not safe to be me, not safe to be me desiring, not safe to be me acting on my desires, and not safe to get my desires. Oh, fuck, that's what, In all those traumatic moments, little bits of you froze. Your centeredness lost. Your clarity gone. Your competencies and capabilities and capacities cut off, seemingly unavailable. You're an infinite, unlimited being of power, finding yourself powerless to change things whilst offering yourself as the solution to change when you know you're being a hypocrite. Now, I don't know you're being a hypocrite. I know that you're caught up in the 5 spells and the hell multiplier. But let me remind you that self-sabotage is rampant as much among coaches, therapists, psychologists, and healers as it is among anybody else. And one of the top 3 complaints among coaches is imposter syndrome and fraud syndrome. I don't have my shit together. I haven't solved it. And here I am offering to solve theirs. And then you can't charge what you want to charge. And you want more clients, but you don't. And you wonder why you're self-sabotaging every minute of every day. How many times have you rearranged your desk this month? You know, before you really get started ramping it up the way you want to. So here's what happens. Infinite, unlimited, eternal being born into Earth Academy, learns the 5 spells, turns your power off so you don't get in trouble, turns your imagination off so you don't get in trouble, turns your emotions off so you don't get in trouble expressing your emotions. And when you do that, you turn your power off. And you wonder why you feel powerless. I help people turn it back on. I'm just saying. But now watch this. What happened when you finally did go to your parents really upset? There's a phrase that almost every brilliant fucktard parent asks. Now, let's forgive our parents real quick. Do you think your parents had the 5 spells? Do you think they were choking on the hell multiplier? Yes or no? As a child, you go to them upset, you're dangerously close to triggering their feelings that they're choking down. So they got to silence you. And there was a question. And I'm gonna type this in. And if you were ever asked this question as a child, just type in a yes or a Y or a yes. Are you ready? This will be quick. When you were a child and you went to your parents upset, did they ever ask you, what's wrong? If they did, type in a Y or a yes. What's wrong? Oh, hell yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. That was probably 300 yeses. Keep it coming, keep it coming. If you were ever asked, what's wrong? What's wrong? What I want you on mantra style repeat. Okay, and I'm going to stop it right here. That's beautiful. So now, y'all, listen. Listen now. That was easily 98%. You go to your parents. You're an infinite, unlimited, eternal being. You're creating your reality. Your parents forgot that they're creating their reality, and they were pressured by their parents, preachers, teachers, all the authorities. They were pressured to get your child to fit in. In order to get you to fit in, they had to cast the 5 spells from hell upon you that you're not safe. Not safe to be you. You got to be a chameleon to get approval and to make sure you're going to get your needs met. Don't you dare desire, you little fucker. What's wrong with you? Don't you see? This is not about that. It's more blessed to give than receive. How you going to give out of an empty bucket? Shut up, kid. Not safe to be you acting on your desires or asking for them. And oh God, not safe to get them. And then when you get upset, you're discouraged or you get in trouble or they ask you what's wrong. Now, I'm going to tell you how the self-help industry was born. Your parents said, what's wrong? And you went, oh, well, when I'm upset, there's something wrong. Are you sure? If your 3-year-old's crying, are you sure there's something wrong? Are you sure there's something wrong? They feel fucking sad. They want your attention and a hug and to breathe and digest that emotion and get back on with life. But you asked them what's wrong. And your parents asked you what's wrong. What's wrong? So here you are, suffering the 5 spells from hell, frustrated as hell. You're learning the hell multiplier, not safe to express my feelings or be around someone who's expressing theirs. And you go to someone upset and they ask you what's wrong. And when they did it, I don't know if you noticed it, but my parents, when they asked me a question, they expected an answer. So this parent or this preacher, this teacher, this authority is looking at you. What's wrong? What's wrong? And I better come up with what's wrong. The self-help industry is a multi-hundred-billion-dollar machine looking for what's wrong and how to fix it. But nothing's wrong and there's nothing to fix. %98 of people have been working on themselves for years or decades. end up reaching the point of being a self-help junkie, and they wonder what's missing in the self-help industry, or what's wrong with me. Am I too broken to get this shit right? Marlene, that's some mind-blowing shit, ain't it? Holy moly. The self-help industry was born with the question, what's wrong? And now you got millions of people every month investing billions and billions of dollars on self-help solutions to problems that don't exist. And everybody buying solution after solution that isn't. So what's the solution to that? I call it spell breaking. It's what I do. You got information, fascination, motivation, transformation. That's what everybody's selling in the world. I'm sharing liberation, how to wake up from that nightmare, regain your 5 C's to become completely centered, regain all of your competencies, capabilities, and capacities, come back into total clarity and the certainty that you can go create whatever you desire with calm confidence in every, I mean, I don't know how stressed I seem to you, but this is where I walk 24/7 now after being in hell my entire life. Spell breaking is where I help a person to digest those emotions, discover they are safe existing, they're completely safe and perfect as they are. There is nothing wrong. So there's no need to send your mind on the endless quest of looking for what's wrong and how to fix it. This is the end of finding and figuring out what's fucked up so you can fix it, because there's nothing wrong in the first place. Through spell breaking, I help the person unmake the entire spell in all dimensions of their being, including the frozen emotion, which sets the inner children inside of them free to rejoin them now in total presence. And here's a little side secret for you. When you're fully present, you have access to your power. When you're fully present, you're completely at peace even when you're in action. And when you're fully present, prosperity takes care of itself. So within your presence is your power, peace, and prosperity. It's about returning to total presence, and that's what spell breaking does. Now, I heard a rumor from my team that they're expecting me to do a spell break here today. So I guess that is a possibility of me helping someone specifically today. Let me, though, apply this just briefly to manifesting perfect clients, since that's one of the promises that we made for you with this. The universe is actually not out there. Like, I got real bad news for those of you who think the universe has your back. Listen, when you thought the universe was out to get you and you moved to the universe has my back, what a wonderful, warm thought. No, the universe isn't out to get me. It has my back. But both of those are bullshit. The universe is literally nothing more than a mirror of your consciousness. It endlessly reflects to you everything you think and believe that you know and all the emotions you're avoiding. You get it? You'll get it more. But do you get it? The universe isn't out there. It's not physical. This is not the first time you've heard this. I'm just making it real with you. The universe isn't out there. It's a mirror of your consciousness reflecting to you everything you think and believe that you know and all the emotions that you're avoiding, that you haven't digested. It ends up reflecting forever. And you think, why did this happen again? Why did this happen again? How did I create this again? Why did I attract this again? How did this happen again? You didn't. It's still mirroring because you haven't undone it in yourself. You undo it in your consciousness, it disappears from your universe. When I spell break someone, it disappears from themselves, so it disappears from the universe. So it doesn't matter what issue someone brings to me. If they come to me with an issue and they're ready to dissolve it, I'm going to dissolve it at the 5 spell level, which dissolves it from all 4 of their bodies, which we could get into later. Those of you that want to go further, I don't really quote, I'm not going to devote the time to that with what we have remaining here today. But your clients, the number of clients you have, how fun they are to work with, how much they're willing to pay you, is all a mirror of what you believe you can have, that you believe you deserve, that you believe you're worthy of. The exact amount of money in your bank account right now and the exact amount that you charge. I don't know about you, but like people would say, Brian, you actually charge $5,555 for a 1 session with client? No, I don't charge that. They just happily pay it. I don't charge anything. I tell them how much it is. They pay it happily. They invest it and they get results. And then they tell people who come back and pay me for that. This shit works. These clients are a mirror of you. You're not attracting clients. So I apologize to all of you that love the law of attraction. You're going to end up having to step out of that at some point. Because if all is one, what the hell is there to attract something else? You either accept that all is one or you're walking in the law of attraction. You can't have both. And since all is one, as long as you're not walking in oneness, you're going to suffer. You're going to struggle thinking there's something outside of you combating you, fighting you, and limiting you. Now, when you're not present and you're not feeling 100% safe, you misperceive. And when you misperceive, you don't really know exactly what you desire. And so you have to sabotage. You can't really know who your perfect client is until you're present. So presence really is the key. And all of your marketing efforts that you take from non-presence are going to yield exactly what you've been getting. How could it be otherwise? Now take a few breaths with me, if you will. I'm going to get ready to do a spell break with somebody here. I got a sense that this might be a quick one too. I think this would be a perfect time to do another 5-minute timer, Jeff, if you would. I'm going to open the chat, everybody. We're going to do 2 things. Right now, I'm going to open the chat, and I'd like for you to just type in how you feeling. How's this working for you? How about them 5 spells, man? How about that hell multiplier? How about looking at all the problems you thought you had? Procrastination, overwhelm. I feel relief, amazing, eye-opening, feeling thankful, uplifted. Imagine if you're about to watch me do a spell break on someone and them get liberated entirely on a lifelong issue. Live without a net. I don't know who it's going to be. I have no clue. I have no idea what the issue is. I didn't prepare this. Someone says they're feeling emotional. All right, that's one of the big lies that they gave you. They told you that when you're feeling things, you're being emotional. That's an insult. That's a criticism. You're not emotional. You feel emotions. So Abigail, how do you feel? I'll share for a moment while we click our 5-minute timer, and then everybody go take a pee and some water.
Yeah, I was thinking what we could do is go ahead and open up the Q&A thing so that people can type in a spell break request during this 5-minute break. And then when we come back, you can see which one it is. How does that sound? All right. So, okay. So you guys, we will enable the Q&A, which will be down at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There's a little thing that has 3 dots. It says more. Probably that's where you'll find it. So click there and there's a whole menu that opens up and you'll see a little Q&A square as soon as it's enabled. Whenever our tech team gets that open for you guys. And then you can go ahead and request in that Q&A. So definitely don't put it in the chat. The chat gets a little too bonkers. So go ahead and there you go. It should be there now. So go ahead and click the Q&A square to type in your request. If you see in there that somebody else has one that's pretty much just yours, just upvote it and then you don't even need to type anything. And Brian will see kind of which one is the most like universal that is going to help everyone. So drop those in the Q&A as we're taking our little break here, and then take some moments to get some water, breathe, be getting ready for an awesome spell break. And just so you know, which I'll reiterate when we're back, that whoever's in the hot seat, you still, even if you're not the one, you're still getting the spell break. And we'll talk about how to make sure that happens. So perfect. All right. So the Q&A is down at the bottom of your Zoom dashboard. You should see a little button that says more with 3 dots. Click that. And then you'll go into a whole other menu, and it's got a Q&A, a little question mark, and you'll see that. So click that if you want to drop in a request or upvote somebody else's request. So go ahead and do that. And Jeff, I might have you restart our 5-minute timer, since I was doing a little bit of chatting there, helping everyone get started, and we'll just give everyone a little extra time. Cool, thank you. All right, so drop those in, take a little break, and we'll see you in 5.
Started off with the migraine spell break because it was the thing of the trillions of things that I could have thought of. It was the thing that was in my face the most. And I haven't had a migraine since that spell break. I've come off some really heavy drugs. I'm drug free. And it has opened the door to liberating myself from so many other things that I'd created that had held me.
Opportunities are coming, like not only money wise, like money is coming. So I was making 2K per month. Now, then I moved to 5K per month, around average. Then I moved to 10K per month. Now I am at 20K per month, and I'm doing all the process in order to reach the 50K per month and move to the 100K per month. So I'm not hiding it. Like, I'm not ashamed of money, like, at all at this point. I am super comfortable with money, and that's the point. Like, prior to Brian, money was an issue for me. It was something that I was desperately trying to get and to get rid of, because I was thinking that it was so dirty and I wasn't deserving that, and I wasn't able to keep that. And now I am free from all of it. I can see money as a tool, like this. Money for me has the same power than this wire. The same, it's not different.
My name is Mitch Russo. Most people know me as the former CEO and president of Chet Holmes and Tony Robbins Business Breakthroughs International. I was able to work closely with Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes. But one of the things that I've always had was this block about money and about success. Well, I started to work with Brian, and almost immediately we resolved stuff that had been sitting there for many, many years, things that had been blocking me that I had been unable to confront until that amazing session with Brian. When we did confront that, it dissolved on the spot, and I've never been the same again, all thanks to Brian Ridgway. This is not like anything I've ever experienced before.
Hi, I'm Amy Gann, freshly minted level 5 mentor. So today I would like to share with you why this program has mattered so much to me. When I started level 5, I felt like a tangled mess in my own patterns and spells. And one session with Brian, frankly, wasn't enough for the volume of spells I believed were running me. So I signed up to learn how to spell break myself. And frankly, at that time, I didn't even dare dream of becoming an actively practicing mentor. In retrospect, that was an important decision because with the pressure off trying to become a mentor, I was able to fully dive into using spell breaking to identify specific spells that I had, tracing them and trace them back to their root cause, and finally free myself from patterns I've lived with for decades. So fear was one of my deepest spells, and learning to break it on my own has been incredibly empowering and liberating. It gave me clarity and a real sense of inner authority and confidence. And what surprised me the most was once I changed on the inside, everything outside of me started to shift and reorganize itself. I've also had the privilege of seeing this work with others. Friends and clients who come to me experience the same kind of transformation I did, sometimes in a single session. And watching their faces light up with surprise, relief, and gratitude reinforces how effective and universal spell breaking is or can be. So the spell breaking tools in level 5 work across different cultures, backgrounds, and family patterns, and they meet people where they are. So they meet me where you are. They met me where I am or where I was. So if you're considering becoming a level 5 beacon mentor, I hope this gives you a sense of what is possible. Mahalo, aloha, and thank you. Thank you, Brian. Love you.
It's been mind-boggling to me how easy and how much grace and how much ease and fun it's been to create a lifestyle by design. I've been able to create about $130,000 literally like out of thin air. I just bought the car of my dreams, and that whole process happened so easily and damn near effortlessly.
Hi, I'm Terry.
And I'm Mike, and we've been married over 37 years. And I feel like I'm part of an evolving, loving relationship with this woman that's been a part of my life for all these years, and I'm loving it.
We've been doing the perfect partner process for several months, and it has changed everything for us. We appreciate ourselves and each other so much more than we ever have.
There are two sides to this daily practice. In my journal, on the left-hand side, I write what I desire in a partner and how I feel about that. But to me, the most important part has been the right side page, where I reflect on who I am in this relationship with such a partner. And this has encouraged me to make significant changes in feelings and behaviors. And it's been an exciting and rewarding process.
There have been lots and lots of changes over the last couple of months for us. As we began the perfect partner process, one of the things for me was discovering that I wasn't safe. I haven't been safe the entire time that we've been married up until now. And as with all of Brian's work, I began with safety, and it has made all the difference. Secondly, figuring out, as Mike talked about, what I desired. It's a way to play and to have fun, and it's scary all at the same time to actually name what I desire.
And now we wake up every morning with a new, beautiful relationship, more of a partnership in everything we do.
Lots of love, whether it's talking or touching, gazing, cooking, or cleaning. We are gentler and kinder and certainly more loving, filled with beauty and grace every single moment. Now, Mike says when we're finished with this, we're supposed to make out on the couch. First, we'll highly recommend this program to anybody.
Oh, that's just the sweetest thing. I love Mike and Terry. It's the sweetest thing. All right. So I just got to say before we get ready to go into this spell break, I was reading a lot of those comments, and man, you guys are getting this, aren't you? You're seeing it. It's mind blowing, and just being transparent here. So I'm sitting here with Valentina, right over here on this side, and my daughter Crystal, and I call him my might as well be son-in-law Michael. I'll show you how pretty they are. Look, aren't they just beautiful? Look at them over there. And Crystal and I were talking during the break, and she's been around this for years. She's been listening, and she's like, man, this 5 spells shit, it just answers everything. It really encompasses everything, and it does. Now, I want you to imagine being a coach who has applied this level 5 approach and spell breaking, and you're no longer self-sabotaging in any way, shape, or form. Not only that, you know that no matter who comes to you with what, instead of helping them solve their problems, you're going to help them liberate themselves. You're going to get game changing results. So you start charging what you actually desire to charge, and people show up perfectly mirroring you. Imagine that you're so clear and so confident that when you write a social media post, or an email to your list, or you create an ad, it lands perfectly with everyone who's looking for you. Can you imagine it? Because I'm going to tell you, that's how we're living here. Our first 100 people recently completed our first practitioner program. And their confidence, you just heard from a couple of them, their confidence is through the roof. This is a whole different game. We are revolutionizing the self-help industry and elevating the whole thing. This is no longer about fixing and solving problems and solving broken people. This is about you becoming the infinite, unlimited being that you are, admitting that all is one, getting away from this, forgive me, y'all, law of attraction bullshit. Now, just gonna say one last thing about that, and we'll get over. Before someone gets offended, I no longer live my life worrying about whether people get offended or not. That's your choice, right? But here's the deal: I'm not knocking the law of attraction. When you're coming out of religion and you're in hell, and you perceive that you have no power to affect change in your life, and you discover the law of attraction, and it tells you that you actually do have some power, you have some voice, man, there was a moment for me, the law of attraction kind of almost saved my life. It's like, oh, wait, so I have a say, I have power in this. I do have the ability to affect. Wow. And the law of attraction was a phenomenal stepping stone to step out of hell onto, oh, I might have some power, and then step into the truth that all is one. And I mean it. You can't walk in the infinite power of all is one while you're pretending in the law of attraction that there's one thing attracting another. No, the universe isn't about attraction, it's about reflection. The universe is perfectly mirroring your response to those spells that you learned as a child and all the emotion that you've been choking down for decades, not feeling safe. And I don't apologize, because I ain't here to bullshit you or be liked. I'm here to help. Okay? All right. Now, let me just see the last few comments, and then we'll get into the chat here. Sometimes, okay. Want to know? I don't want to. This is interesting. One person said, I want to know why I don't, when you say imagine this, I can't imagine. You killed your imagination when they taught you that your desires were bad and acting on your desires. One of the things that spell breaking does is actually turns your imagination and your desire back on, because you know you're safe doing it. Okay, Abigail, did you want to share anything before I get into the Q&A for the to pick a spell break?
Sure. I just wanted to let you know I've looked through, since there were quite a few requests. I kind of looked through, and if you want, I kind of have a summary of maybe one that would be hitting a lot of people's requests, since there's
Okay.
74 for you to scroll through.
Wow, that okay. I accept that possibility. I tell you, do that. And I'm going to say this. Listen, while Abigail does this, everybody, please don't type anything else in the Q&A, but listen to me carefully now. If you go in there, there is the thumb thing. If you guys want to read, we can devote a couple moments to this while Abigail's sharing. Everybody go in, look through those, and I want you to upvote the one that appeals to you the most. You're like, man, if Brian, if you're going to spell break an issue with somebody, spell break that. Okay. And while you're doing it, everybody go into the Q&A, look for the one that appeals to you most and upvote it. Now, I want to tell you something that we did not tell you at the beginning of this. And next time we absolutely will. We'll start the masterclass with it, the workshop with this. So listen, there's something that I want you to prepare yourself for. When I work with someone, if they're ready to change. All right, people still typing in the chat. Y'all ain't being present right now. That ain't gonna help you. When I work with someone for a spell break, they're going to get spell broken. So do not volunteer. Number one, do not volunteer for a spell break if you want to keep that suffering, because I'm gonna fuck it up. As a guarantee, I'm gonna fuck up somebody's suffering here today. Now that's number one. Number two, and I don't expect you to believe this. When I work with someone, everyone watching and playing full out gets the same spell break. Now, just go do this real quick. A lot of you are new to me, and you do not believe that. And why would you believe such a... Wait, Brian, you're saying that you could be working with Tanya, and while you're working with Tanya on her spell, if I'm watching and playing full out, you're going to spell break it in me too, just by me watching? Yeah. So those of you that have been with me for a minute and you have absolutely no bullshit, no peer pressure, you've worked with me before and you've been on a session, you've watched me work with someone, and while you were watching, you found the spell break happening in yourself and it changed you. Go ahead and put your hand up so that those new folks can see. Just everybody, you've worked with me, you've been on a session with me working with another person. You played full out and you ended up getting a spell break, even though I wasn't working with you. Those of you that have experienced that, go ahead and raise your hand. I want everybody to just see. Hey, Drew, great to see you. Hey, Summer, Nora, Richard, Stephanie, hey, Aoife, Andrew, Jacqueline, Debbie. Beautiful. Okay, so y'all see it's not me saying it. That's my point for this. All right. If you play full out, like I'm working with you, you're going to freak out when you realize I actually am. Because I'm coming from infinite intelligence and it don't miss, y'all. It don't miss. So I don't miss. All right, I'm going to lower those last few hands. Okay, beautiful. All right, so Abigail.
Awesome. So
I'm sure we had some upvotes. And what are you seeing as highest probabilities to you?
So I'm going to drop in the chat for you the one that I see that's covering a lot of them. And then obviously you do whatever. And then while you're looking, I'll just reinforce what you just said.
All right.
So I'm going to give you guys some instructions for how to play along, play full out, and get the spell break, no matter who's in the hot seat. Well, Brian's looking at that request list there. So the key would be to be doing the 5-layer breath. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, cyclical, smile on your face, eyes closed. And you'll be really focusing inward as if you are in the hot seat. And then what you'll do is every time Brian asks a question, every time Brian says something, you're going to focus in and answer it in yourself out loud. So you're on mute, it's fine. You're going to say it out loud, just like you were in the hot seat. So that way you are truly experiencing every single element of that spell break. And if there's something that the spell break E says that is a little different than the response you would say, totally fine. You say yours. for yourself and let yourself experience everything that's going along through that whole spell break. So say it out loud, breathe, be present, close your eyes, really be in there as if you were in the hot seat. And that's how you're going to get that spell break exactly like the person in the hot seat. And I'll tell you too, one of the in-person events we had that I went to out in Hawaii. It was actually the first one I went to. I was experiencing the chronic physical pain, so to speak, at that time, and was sitting there in the room, really uncomfortable in physical pain, as we say in quotes around here. Not really true. I was experiencing physical pain in my perception. And somebody else was in the hot seat, and they were getting a spell break, and I was playing along, playing full out. And in 10 minutes, my whole life of chronic pelvic pain disappeared. Literally 10 minutes. Somebody else's spell break. I would have never put those dots together that that issue that was being spell broken was the one that was tied to all that physical pain in my life. So ever since then, I've always let people know, like, you can have the most groundbreaking spell break for you when someone else is in the hot seat. And we don't always know consciously whatever it is that is actually underneath that thing that we would like to shift or create more preferred experiences around. So keep your mind, again, wide open to the possibility of what could happen here. And I know in this room we have quite a few coaches, therapists, healers. You've probably been in group sessions before where someone else was getting some kind of help and you didn't get results, right? So you might be thinking like, well, how the heck is this possible? And spell breaking is the only one I've ever seen that does this, where you truly do get 100% results, just like anyone who's in the hot seat. So just wanted to let you guys know, because you might be like, how could that even be? And it's wild and yet super true. So I just want to make sure you guys really knew that before we jump in. All right. So with that, Brian,
Awesome.
are you
Awesome.
ready?
I'm glad you said that, Abigail, and I appreciate that very much. Okay, so here's what we got. It looks like Tora or Thora. I do not know who this is. You had typed in, and you got a ton of votes. How do I break the fear of money? Having enough to thrive instead of having enough to survive. If I still have this belief, everything else is out of my reach. So Thora, if you're on, raise your hand. Let's get you popped up. If not, I'm gonna pick somebody else.
Yes, hi.
There you are.
I'm good. Yes.
Aloha. Okay, so you want to dance?
Aloha.
You want to dance?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. So,
okay.
I work with a plant called mapacho, and I often have a couple puffs of this. It is a jungle plant that I usually have a couple puffs before I work with someone.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Wonderful.
But
I'm Brian. So how do I pronounce your name?
Thora.
Thora. And what part of the world are you in?
I'm in Iceland.
Iceland. Wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask, is it cold there?
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
It is cold, but not as cold as people think.
Well, just so you know, I've almost been there. I've almost been there. So
nice. Yeah,
actually, I've been through Iceland twice, and I didn't stop. I just figured it was cold. So are you working as a coach, therapist, any capacity right now?
No, but I'm doing all kinds of studies or being a coach.
Wonderful.
Yes.
You put it off as long as you can, because you don't want to be choking on that self-sabotage and that shit coaches do. So, all right. So maybe we'll just save you all that time. I mean, one of the things,
please.
When we take coaches on in our practitioner program, we help them even if they've been dealing with this shit for 30, 40, 50 years. And someone who joins us as a new coach, we save them the 30, 40, 50 years of bullshit. So maybe you're going to bypass the whole thing right now. So your wording here, how do I break the fear of money? Having enough to thrive instead of having enough to survive. If I still have this belief, everything else is out of my reach. Now, is this your first time on a session with me, Thora?
No. I've been following you since August, I think. I think I
Okay.
have your book on repeat when I work to work and back home.
Awesome. Awesome. And have you watched
Um,
me do any spell breaks before then?
yes, I have.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Then you
Yeah.
have, all right.
Mhm.
So I never do the same thing twice. However, you at least know that I'm going to interrupt you. You know that I'm going to probably
Mhm.
ask some questions. I may ask you to play the yes or no game. That we have
Yeah.
that much of a starting point. Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes
Mhm.
if you would. And how many years have you been working on yourself so far?
I would say 25, 30 years.
25, 30 years. Okay. So
Yeah.
that means you're at least what, 30 then, right? So you're
At least.
okay. So if do you accept the possibility that you could, even after 25 years of working on yourself, you could be done with this shit in a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, your first question, how do I break the fear of money? I understand the question entirely. I do. However, I'm not sure. I would invite you all to become present here. Really tune in, minimize distractions, playful out. So you say break the fear of money. And my first thing about that is that if you have one or more inner children who had experiences where they learned not safe with money, not safe getting it, let's do these 5 spells from hell. You already know you're not safe, and you know you're not safe being you. And then you go to desire standing on the quicksand of not safe to be and not safe to be me. Now you go desiring money. Well, that's going to be you go desiring, that's going to be fear of money, desiring it. Then you go acting on it or taking steps towards it or asking for it, you're going to have the 4th spell activated. 5th, you get any money, now you're fucked completely. So you can't afford, like, we can't afford to get money and have money because then we're going to get in trouble. But then I need money, but then and that's what virtually everybody's choking on 24/7. And I have worked with multi billionaires that are choking on the exact same thing, just so you know. All right. But here's the catch. It's your inner children that are afraid of the money. And you're asking, how can I break my inner children? And that's part of why none of your efforts have worked so far. Your inner children's fear of money doesn't want to be broken. They want to be hugged and loved and listened to and found out that they are safe. And then they'll be safe having money. So when is a time as a child, any situation in childhood, where you got some money and it didn't go well, or you wanted money and it didn't go well? You wanted something and you got in trouble, or you got something and you got in trouble?
Um, when I was younger, asking for money, and I was told that they didn't grow on trees. And when I got money, I needed to share it with my sister. So, yeah, my father always told me that also because of this spell is grained in my mind is because he told me the universe will always give you enough to survive. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
where this is coming from.
Yep. Now,
It was never.
okay, that's perfect. Thank you, thank you for that. Now, especially the last detail. Now, here's the catch. This law of attraction, positive thinking bullshit teaches us that the universe is something outside of us and that it has a will. What most people don't quite understand is that we're coming out of religion, right? We're coming out of that old religion. There's a God in the sky that has control and he's got a plan, and you better not piss him off because he's unconditionally loving. You don't want to piss this fucker off because he's unconditional love. And so when we step out of religion into the law of attraction, we're unaware that it's just another religion. In fact, it's the same religion under a new face. We got rid of God and replaced it with the universe. And now the universe will provide. Instead of God will provide, it's the universe will provide. And then we don't want to get more than we deserve because we're going to get in trouble. And you know, money doesn't go on trees. Don't piss somebody off by wanting more. And then when you are forced to share with your sister something that was yours, I want you to look at how those formed into your 5 spells. Now, I have a secret that I'm going to share with you that will benefit anyone on the planet, and it'll benefit coaches potentially the most. I'm going to say something really weird here. If there's something you desire, being that you're the infinite creator of your reality, if there's something that you desire and you don't have it, it's because you don't desire it. If there's something you desire and you don't have it, you accept the possibility that you're creating your reality, Thora?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're creating your reality and if you have something you don't desire, that you have something you desire that you don't want, who's creating you not having what you desire?
I am.
That's right. It's not the universe limiting you. It has nothing to do with that. And whether money grows on trees or not is utterly irrelevant. Money comes from wherever it is at the moment straight to you when you let it happen. Now, when you got something you desire and you ain't got it, it's because you also don't desire it. So what you and I are going to do, we're going to have a little fun uncovering a bit of why you don't desire it. So I invite you to breathe in through your nose, down in your belly, out through your mouth. And now notice, just relax a bit. I want you to notice how much of that went into your shoulders and your chest. You're going to take that breath right past your shoulders and chest straight to your belly. Straight down to your belly. Your belly's going to inflate like a balloon. And then you're going to feel this relief on the exhale. Ah, it's so nice. And just let yourself, it's the beginning of returning to feel safe. You're breathing in through your nose. You're reminding yourself, I have the infinite power to direct my breath and my consciousness wherever I want. And you start to feel safe. You start to perceive accurately. And I will play a game with you where I'm going to start a sentence. And then if you would just complete it with whatever comes up to be said. You willing to do that?
Yes.
All right. So don't judge it. Don't check to see if it makes sense. Everybody on this call is at least as crazy as you are. We're all choking on the 5 spells from hell until we're not. Okay? So, I'm afraid that if I was to get all the money that I could want, I might lose
Everything.
Notice what you feel and just say out loud, if I get all the money I want, I'll lose everything.
If I get all the money I want, I lose everything.
Now I want you to feel that feeling in your gut, in your solar plexus, in your belly. I want you to feel that feeling. You might even feel like there's a knot there. And just take your attention to your belly and touch it. And move your fingers around right where that sensation is. We're going to say it again. You're going to feel it even more clearly. And then you're going to feel a place that when you touch it, it's almost like a lightning rod going all the way down to your core. So go ahead and say, if I get all the money I want, I'm going to lose everything.
If I get all the money I want, I'm going to lose everything.
And feel that sensation in your belly. And as you start breathing into that place in your belly, it's going to start digesting. I'm afraid if I was to get all the money I want, then I'd have to
work more.
So say if I get all the money I want, I'm going to have to work even more.
If I get all the money I want, I would work even more.
Now notice your throat and your belly and just notice those sensations. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. If I get all the money, then I'm going to lose everything. I don't like that. If I get all that money, then I'm going to have to work even more. Now, I don't want you to worry about who the they is. I just want you to spit out whatever comes up. I'm afraid if I was to get all the money that I desire, then they would
Leave.
They would leave. Now, you might notice that those feelings are actually a very little young girl's feelings. If I get what I want, they're going to get upset with me.
Mhm.
If I get what I want, they're going to be upset, and I'm going to have to somehow work even harder to earn it, to deserve it. If I get what I want, I'm going to lose love. They're not going to be happy with me. They got mad when I asked for what I wanted. Those damn 5 spells, man. Not safe to be me, not safe for me to have my desires, and oh God, not safe to be me acting on my desires. And even if I get it, I'm going to fucking lose everything. I'm going to lose love. I'm going to lose their care. I'm going to lose their approval. Now, that might have been true as a child. Are you absolutely positive beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's true now?
No.
Oh. So notice all those sensations in your body. And then I'm going to have you do something very unusual. Keep your eyes closed and just pretend that you just got a cold chill. It's cold in Iceland, right? So you got a cold chill from your tailbone that goes right out through your head, just like you just, you know, when you get a cold chill that passes through. And pretend that you could shake all that shit off. Just pretend you could shake all that shit off. And then if you would say this out loud, watch what happens. Up until now,
Up until now,
I believed and perceived
I believed and perceived
that if I got everything I wanted, I'd lose it all.
that if I got everything I wanted, I would lose it all.
But I'm not sure that's true.
But I'm not sure that's true.
Might have been a bunch of misperceptions.
Might have been a bunch of misperceptions.
And up until now, I believed and perceived
And up until now, I believed and perceived
that if I got what I wanted, I'd have to work even harder.
that if I got what I wanted, I needed to work even harder.
But I'm not sure that's true either.
But I'm not sure that's true either.
Might have been a bunch of misperceptions.
Might have been a bunch of misperceptions.
And notice the relief that you're feeling. Just notice that relief that you're feeling. Imagine that you started to do something to get money, and notice how different it would be already. We're not done yet, but just notice it would be different, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
no longer know that that shit is true, and you're not even sure that it was true then. Your parents might have just been batshit fucking crazy like everybody else, and they were choking on their spells, and they didn't like to see anybody getting what they want because it triggered when they didn't get what they wanted. And everybody's playing the 5 spells out on everybody else, and then everybody gets upset, and then everybody gets upset because everybody's upset because it's not safe to feel your feelings and be around other people. But I don't know if any of that shit is true. Do you?
No.
Oh.
It's not.
So now imagine you get an idea that would bring in some money and you start to smile thinking about acting on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that with absolute love and respect, dad, mom, everybody in the universe, with absolute love, I really don't give a flying fuck what you think about how much money I have or how hard I worked for it. You can believe that shit that hard work makes you deserve money. I don't buy it. Y'all are welcome to believe. Go ahead and believe that shit. I ain't gonna try to change your mind. I also ain't gonna pretend to agree with you anymore. So now I want you to look back. You accept the possibility that you're creating your reality?
Yes.
Oh, well, let's see then. So now you look back at every person that ever proved you right on these money issues. Look back at your dad. Money doesn't grow on trees, you know. And the universe will give you all you need. You don't need it. And you're like, is that shit working for you, Dad? Oops, I'm not supposed to ask that one. Sorry, my bad. And then look at the people who proved it. And look at when you finally did get something and they forced you to share it. And you said, fuck it, I don't even want it. Fuck this. I'll just kill my wanting and I'll be okay. Not safe to desire in the first place. They're either going to make me work harder, they're going to make me prove I deserve it, or they're going to make me share it. Fuck it, I don't want it. So look at the whole mess of every time money ever went unpreferred for you, and look at it and feel all the sensations in your body. And then if you would just say this phrase out loud, look what I created.
Look what I created.
That was me.
That was me.
And I forgive myself anyway.
And I forgive myself anyway.
I want you to notice the relief, notice the relief, notice the relief. This is a different set of feelings. You've looked at this topic 1,000 times. This is a different set of feelings, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, we ain't done, but has this situation not already begun to change for you?
Yes, it has.
And it's unmistakable, isn't it?
Yes.
25 years or 10 minutes. It's up to you, right? Okay, so now breathing even deeper, noticing those sensations in your throat and your belly are so much less. Those inner children that were choking those lies down, being set free, they're returning to you. You feel more confident, more competent. You have competencies and capabilities and capacities coming back online that you turned off a long time ago when you said, fuck it, I don't even want it. It's not going to go well. They're just going to get upset if I want. All the times that you wanted to ask someone, hey, would you be? And you just said, no, I'm not even going to ask. All the times you choked it down. So look one more time. Look what I created.
Look what I created.
That was me.
That was me.
And now I forgive myself anyway.
And now I forgive myself anyway.
What else could I have done?
What else could I have done?
Choking all those feelings down?
Choking all those feelings down?
While trying to make money?
While trying to make money?
Of course I forgive myself.
Of course I forgive myself.
In fact, now I want you to feel this one. In fact, I forgive myself completely.
In fact, I forgive myself completely.
Ooh, and feel what completely means. It's like a star in your heart, in your belly, that shines out through every cell in your whole body and washes out all that guilt, all that shame, all that confusion, all that what the fuck is wrong with me, all that 25 years I've been trying to solve this fucking shit. I did everything the self-help industry said. None of it worked. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I get this right? There was nothing wrong with you. You were perfectly creating exactly what you believed and knew flawlessly 24/7. So one more time, I forgive myself completely.
I forgive myself completely.
And now I choose peace.
And now I choose peace.
And now I choose love.
And now I choose love.
And now I choose joy again.
And now I choose joy again.
As I admit that I had chosen all that pain and frustration too.
That I had chosen all that pain and frustration.
Feel that relief. Feel that relief. And imagine you get an idea of how to bring in some money and you go having fun playing with it confidently. Feel around for money doesn't grow on trees. Feel around for being forced to share and notice it's not there anymore. Feel around for, well, the universe will give me what I need to survive. I better just be happy with that. Feel that shit just disappearing and dissolving. Are you sure that the universe gives and takes?
No.
Me neither. What if the universe is mirroring exactly what you believe to be true and all the emotions you were choking down? All of a sudden, you ain't choking those emotions down. The universe shows a different reflection. You can feel the ease.
Yes.
And feel the space inside of you where there was constriction and contraction every day of your life. I want you to notice how gone it is. And this is unmistakable. Different. And I would like for you to just say, just for fun, if I get all the money I want, I'll lose everything, and see what you feel.
If I get all the money I want, I would lose everything. It doesn't resonate.
It doesn't resonate. That's horse shit. It was fun. It was fun for an infinite, unlimited being who's creating their reality. It was fun to play with for a while until it wasn't. But you didn't know where you hid the knob. When you turned that shit on, you could turn it off, but you buried the knob and you couldn't find. Where's the knob to turn that shit back off? I don't know where I put it. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. How you feeling?
I feel good.
All right. Thank you, Thora.
Thank you.
All right, let's do one thing just to multiply this before we wrap this up. I would like for you to feel the truth as you say this. I now attune all of my systems
I now attune all of my systems
to this new awareness
to this new awareness
as I invite,
as I invite,
admit,
admit,
and allow it to expand.
and allow it to expand.
All right, and just take your time slowly opening your eyes. Just notice how bright the world is. Iceland just got a couple degrees warmer. Feel that relaxation, feel that ease, and notice it never, ever has to be that way again. You breathe yourself into presence when you get a money idea. You breathe yourself into presence when someone gives you a gift, and you notice you don't have to get forced to share it. You don't have to lose it. I'm not sure you can lose anything. Now, I do have one final question for you. Are you absolutely positive, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that if you get anything, you'll lose anything?
No.
Does getting cause you to lose?
No.
That's right. Fucking awesome. Thank you, Thor. Now, before you go anywhere, I appreciate that so much. Here's what I would like to do. I'm going to open the chat, and everybody, I want you to reflect on one specific thing here. How relevant was that for you, and how you appreciate her and those tears? How you appreciate her bringing that up so you didn't have to? And if you guys would just, chat's open, type in the chat your appreciation to her. Help her go even further with it. Completely relevant, liberating, so grateful, 100%. Yes, so much. Thank you, Thor. And feel free to thank her. Perfect for me. Your answers were mine. Holy crap. There you go. So relevant. So for me. Thank you, Thora. Relief. Definitely for me. 100% for me. Totally for me. Grateful, grateful. Thank you so much. 100% relevant. It never ends. Look at that. Ice breaking, fully connected. Brought up resonance for me. Very clear. Amazing. Boom shakalaka. Thank you, Thor. And my daughter Crystal just said thank you too.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Beautiful. Same. All right, Abigail.
Awesome. Thank
Hand
you,
it to you.
Brian. That was beautiful. Okay, everyone. So I'm going to get you guys ready for session 2. So I'd like to do another screen share. I'm just going to show you one thing here. So if you take a look, this is what you're going to see when you log into your dashboard. You're going to see this square here that says Infinite Intelligence Coaching. And this is where our replay is going to be. So I just want to make sure everybody knows where to go to find that if you want to review everything and check it out again. So you'll click that, and then you're going to see in here, there will be a section called replays down below right here. I'm also going to add something in for you. So I'll show you what this is. I have some home play for you guys. So we don't do work around here at all. So we're doing home play. So this is going to be some questions that you can answer between now and session 2. So check these out. Really give yourself some space to write your answers out and take some time to breathe and really be with the questions. So I'm going to drop those questions for you into this Infinite Intelligence Coaching workshop area for you guys. So you'll be able to go ahead and grab those. I'll do it right now, right when we're getting off the session 1. So you'll have them immediately. You can get those out and take some space and just really breathe and answer those questions. Now, tomorrow in session 2, what we're going to do is we'll be going through and answering your questions and giving you some feedback on what you do with that home play. So this is where we're getting into your perfect client. Who is this? Who are they? And even if you've never coached before, these questions are going to be illuminating. And then, what is your unique genius? So you're going to check that out, start to see what this might be, and we're going to help you with that at the end of session 2 tomorrow. So when you guys are doing these questions, be thinking like, okay, what are the questions I might want to ask tomorrow to get some help with this around, and just jot those down. So we'll start out in session 2 with a lot of really awesome stuff around creating your perfect client, creating clarity for you around what your unique genius is. We'll go into Brian doing the perfect client process, and then we'll do our Q&A session. So bring your home play to the Q&A, and you'll get a lot of awesome support and help from both me and Keith tomorrow. So that's the plan for session 2. And let's just see if anyone has any questions, let me know in the chat, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll and let you go breathe and integrate that amazing spell break. So just make sure that I have any questions answered. Looks like there was one about the dashboard. So to get to the dashboard, you're going to go to your email and that you were sent with this workshop, and it'll be there. So you can click on that. And then you can review that replay anytime. And obviously session 2 replay will be in the same place. All right. Replays, it depends on how long it takes to process the recording. So it can take like 24 hours sometimes to get the replay up, sometimes a little bit longer. I know that Jeff is working on that the minute we're off. So it should be there as soon as humanly possible. So we're kind of waiting on Zoom to do the processing for us, which can take a few hours. All right. Okay, I don't see any super logistical questions or concerns, so I think we are good to go. And we just absolutely look forward to seeing you for session 2. Unless Brian has anything else to share, that's it from me.
No, that was wonderful. Appreciate all the comments, everybody. Thanks for being on. Thanks for playing full out. And we will see you tomorrow. Breathe on this, contemplate this, do some journaling, give yourself a break, some rest, and come to this.